still missing.
Well, we're 4 if they come back. Okay. Calling all council people. It's 9 o'clock.
Morning. I don't know yet. Sorry.
Oh, there we go. Good morning, everyone. It is 9 o'clock, and we love to be on time. The October 16th, 2024 meeting of the City Council is called to order. This meeting has been properly noticed and posted in compliance with the open meeting law. These proceedings are being video recorded as well as presented live on KCLV, Cable Channel 2. You may also watch this meeting live on Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and the Go Vegas app. The City Council meeting, as well as all other KCLV programming, may be viewed on the internet at www.kclv.tv/live. The proceedings will be rebroadcast on KCLV Channel 2 and the web the Wednesday of the meeting at 8 p.m., Friday at 4 a.m., Saturday at 7 p.m., Sunday at 7 a.m., and the following Monday at 5 p.m. This building is protected by state-of-the-art fire detection and suppression sprinkler systems. If alarms should activate during today's meeting, please evacuate using the exit at the back of the chambers, go out to the mezzanine, proceed out the double doors to the terrace, and go down the back staircase. For anyone who has difficulty with stairs, please check with the marshal or fire official for assistance. Once outside, assemble on the northeast corner across the street from City Hall, Lewis and First Streets. Employees wearing safety vests or city marshals will inform you when it's safe to re-enter the building. For public comment related items on the agenda, citizen participation and public hearing items, we have available a speaker card which you may complete and submit to our city clerk up front. Cards are available in the clerk's office or at the rear of these chambers. However, if you do not submit a card, it does not prevent you from speaking under public comment, citizen participation, or specified public hearing items. If anyone's present today who has need for hearing impaired equipment, please see our city clerk staff as well. And if you park in the parking garage across the street, a self-validation machine is located in the foyer between the council chambers and the security desk you walk through to enter our chambers. You must have your ticket with you to use the machine. However, if you do not, please see security personnel when exiting for a validation coupon. And before we proceed with the agenda this morning, would everyone please rise for the invocation given by Pastor Sean Taylor, Victory Missionary Baptist Church, and remain standing for our pledge and then our ceremonials. Morning, Pastor.
Good morning, Mayor Goodman. Good morning, council members. Let us pray. Our God, our help in ages past and hope for years to come, our shelter from the stormy blast and our eternal home. We thank you, O God, for the fresh gift of another day, for we realize that you are the giver of every good and perfect gift. Thank you, Lord, for allowing us to experience, to enjoy, and to engage this day that we have never seen before and a day we'll never see again. I do pray that you will give us the grace to seize the moment that you've given us. I pray for our leaders here. Thank you for each and every one of them. Thank you, Lord, for what you have allowed them to accomplish, what you have endowed in them. We pray for this day that you will continue to give them the wisdom for the moment, the courage, the strength, the stamina, and all the mercy and the relational grace that they need to make decisions that will contribute to the health of our city. We pray also, Lord, for our city. We pray for everyone there that you will give us not only the ability to survive, but also to thrive. Where there is confusion, give us clarity. Where there is despair, give us hope. Where there is conflict, give us peace. And where there is opportunities, Lord, cause us to seize the moment. And for your glory, we pray. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
So we will be proceeding with our ceremonials this morning, and Councilwoman Diaz has been excused. And yesterday, we celebrated a birthday for Councilwoman Bruni, and she's a year older and wiser today. And today, our city manager is a year older. Excuse me. You keep your year. Our city attorney right here, it's his birthday today. And then on the 19th, Councilwoman. Everybody else is out of step if it's not October, right? So we're coming down for our ceremonials. Happy birthday, everybody.
Good morning.
Happy belated birthday. Okay.
Is it your birthday? What day? Okay, right after me.
Another birthday here. Anybody in the audience with an October birthday? Let's kill this thing off. Hands, October, anybody?
Oh.
Excellent. 1, 2,
Oh.
3. What day?
27.
Excellent.
Oh.
What day? Oh, we did it.
And
You're a year older. 4. Finished.
over there, over
How
there,
about-
back over there.
What day? 10th, we did it. Wonderful. Happy birthday, everybody. Here comes November. We won't do that. All right, this is the ceremonial portion of our city council agenda. And for our first item, I invite our Department of Public Safety Chief Jason Potts, pleased to join us here. Do we love our peeps, our law enforcement? As you may know, our employees strive to meet our values of being kind, committed, and smart, and they work to build our community to make life better for us all. I'm proud to announce that the Employee of the Month is Officer Andy Reyes. So Andy, come on over. Where are you? He's undercover. Are you undercover?
No, ma'am.
Are you allowed to go this way?
I'm the property officer. This is the reason why he gave it to me.
Are you so lucky? He has real juice, let me tell you. Look at that. Now there's a new key to the city. Our key is very... Okay, let me tell you about this wonderful man who's got the greatest smile. Is a corrections officer who joined the city, believe it or not, as young as he is, 10 years ago in 2014. He's currently assigned as a property officer with the responsibility for assessing value and costs of items used in the city jail, as well as those that are stocked for use. One of these items are the gloves for officer use during the intake process. What is incredible is that the jail uses approximately 950 boxes of protective gloves a month. And thus, these were costing the department about $9,500 every 30 days. That's until Officer Reyes took charge. And so this wonderful man, as he studied and went online, did everything he could, in research, he found new fentanyl-resistant gloves, which you can imagine how important that is, which would help prevent our corrections officers from coming into contact with that dangerous drug during the intake and booking process. The new gloves were not only more functional and safer for officers to use, but they were much cost-effective for us. The new gloves are saving the city nearly $3,000 a month and will save almost $35,000 spent on gloves a year. So by purposefully considering alternative suppliers to find significant cost savings for the city, and doing so without sacrificing the quality, health, or safety issues that are mandated, Officer Reyes has exemplified the kind of forward thinking that we applaud and value greatly. So before I'm going to ask you, he's so sweet. I'm allowed to do that. I'm much, much older. He could be my grandson, I think. Okay, but we have to hear from the man first. Chief.
Thank you, Mayor. Wow. Good morning, everyone. What an honor and a privilege, really. I think we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about what today is as well. It's Happy Bosses Day. So thank you to Madam Mayor and our honorable council and our elected officials and our city manager, Mr. Mike Jansen, our city management group. Thank you really for your support. It really is our oxygen and our fuel to keep us going. Our folks are paying attention to what you all say up here. So we really appreciate you guys. So before I talk quickly about our stellar CO, Andy Reyes, who comes to us from New York. He's got that New York moxie and that charisma. Every time you greet him, he's got a smile on his face, so we appreciate you. But I do want to just quickly talk about the unsung heroes in our criminal justice system, which is our corrections officers. Oftentimes when we think of law enforcement, the first thing we think about is the cop on the beat or detective. But these folks deal with folks on the worst days of their lives in our custodial settings, dealing with mental health, dealing with addiction, dealing with all kinds of issues, and the sheer hardships of life. And they do that with compassion and empathy. And I'm biased. I think we have the best corrections officers in the state of Nevada, if not the country, and the best detention center. We offer programs, and we really, truly try to break the cycles of incarceration. And this young man here really embodies all of that with his dedication, and you heard the mayor, and his conscientiousness and what he does to better our department and our city, and to really build community to make life better for the greatest city on earth, entertainment capital of the world, the city of Las Vegas. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and give it up to Lieutenant Dent. She's going to quickly talk about why she nominated Andy Reyes and why he was so well-deserving.
Yes. All right, good morning, everyone, Mayor and City Council team. So I'm Lieutenant Dent at the Detention Center, and Officer Reyes is one of our property officers. So people may not know that not only are we providing safety for the inmates, but we also have a property team that does a lot of ordering for just some of the basic materials and needs that the inmates need in our custody. And so one of the things that Officer Reyes did with one of our other officers, Officer Wayne, and the property team was the gloves. And by him ordering the gloves at a cheaper price, it saved us a little bit of money. And we may not think that, the little bit of savings goes a long way, but it does. And so because of what he did, we just wanted to acknowledge you and recognize you, because sometimes we think other people are going to do it, and that's not always the case. So we're just honored and proud that what you did at least helped save the city a little bit of money, even though we may not think it might not be much. So thank you for what you've done, and on behalf of the chief, thank you.
So, and if you think about that quickly, $30,000, if we had 10 Officer Reyes, that would be $300,000, right? And if we can all make these incremental improvements. And I also do want to quickly add, this was a team effort. Michael Wyan, Kenitra Blissett, and other folks were involved in this as well. So we really appreciate you. Thank you very much. So congratulations, young man. Well-deserving. All right.
And Mayor Pro Tem has the...
You have this, but you're going to want to talk first. You just get to look at it.
Yeah, you have the hard part. You got to say a few things.
You got to earn it.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. I love the city because when I came from New York and I was looking for a job, y'all gave me one. So I know there's a lot of things going on right now with the city, but I figured if we want a raise, we got to try to make ourselves get a raise. So we try to save some money, try to do the right thing by all of us. Special shout out to my property parents, Officer Wayne and Miss Dixon. I love you. Thank you, Miss Lieutenant Dan, you're the best, Chief. And God bless DPS. Thank you.
Beautiful. So your name's going on the sign at the corner of Main and whatever street we took out that you can't get into. And Mayor Pro Tem, is there written stuff on there?
Employee of the month. There you go. And your name's on there.
Awesome. Thank you.
Beautiful. And no fingerprints. We're very careful. So let's get a picture. Can we come in closer? And okay, well, let's go in front. And can you tell us that large key, one large key, what is it for? Or are you not allowed to say?
For the major doors, the major gates.
Oh, that's a very special key. Hop in here.
Scooch in. You gotta scooch.
Where in New York City are you from? Queens. Your city manager is from Queens. What street?
South Ozone Park.
South Ozone Park. And you?
116th Street.
And I come from New York City, 106th on Riverside Drive.
Oh, you're up there. Good for
But you're, and let me tell you, I have no accent anymore. I've been here for 60 years, so keep working on it. Our city manager, occasionally you can hear a hard R on him. We're so glad you're here.
you. Thank you. Thank
Do you have family here?
My DPS family.
The best. Take care of this young man. We love him. Congratulations. Thank you, Chief. Thank you, team, everybody. Okay. So it's your turn. Whose turn is this next wonderful?
Hand it over.
The mic, okay.
Oh my, this guy is in trouble. He has no idea. I could short sheet your bed. I could do some things in your office, but come on over. You need to be front and center. Oh, you want to stand over there?
You can be in front and center. I'll be over here.
Okay, okay.
You know what's nice about being an elected official is there's not a whole lot anybody could do to you. So
Wait and see.
she can get to me, though. So I have the distinct honor and privilege of recognizing the wastewater pollution control facility team. So they're all going to orderly stand up, and they're going to walk down here. We practice this in the Now Cafe. And while they're walking down, I just want to let the community know what the wastewater pollution control facility does and kind of how I talk about it, because I get the opportunity to talk to students all the time, and so I always ask them, do you know what the city of Las Vegas is and does? You can, good. Orderly people. So when I talk to the students, I always say we got police and we fire. We got parks and recreation. It's not social hour, people. We're gonna give them just a minute to orderly line up. I lost control, Joey. Lost control. Okay, folks.
I want to watch this.
We made an agreement, short people in front, come on.
Okay.
I'm right here.
Okay, as you guys are lining up here. Lost control. This is what happens when they're out of sight, out of mind. Okay, team, I'm going to have you quiet down just for a minute. I got to say something. There we go. So in just a couple minutes, I'll turn it over to the amazing Joey Paskey, but I wanted to let people know that when I'm talking to students, I say, do you know what the city is and does? And we always get police and fire, and I say, you got parks and recreation, we got cultural affairs, we got the roads, we got the streets, and then it's the fun part of saying, we also do the sewer system. And the sewer system combines with our drinking water, and that's always a fun conversation with students, to say, do you know how impressive the city of Las Vegas is? And so when I toured the facility 6 or so months ago, we drove around in this little golf cart, and we got to see all these really cool functions that happen out at the wastewater pollution control facility, WPCF. And so I got to meet some of the team. I got to meet them last time. I got to meet a few of them this morning. It's impressive, and they've made 25 years without making a mistake. So Joey's going to talk about that. But
Wait a minute.
what?
Who's minding the toilet flushing?
There's like 2 people out there that got stuck. They drew short straws. So, it's the mayor. That's why we're not in control here. So here's I was telling the group this morning is the city of Las Vegas is 3,700 employees, and I love every function of the city. It's just an amazing time to be at the city, and the staff and the employees are just amazing and wonderful. And sometimes we talk a lot about police and fire because public safety is absolutely critical. But my challenge for police and fire is if you don't have your sewer system, are you going to do a great job? I don't think so. So the city is built upon our sewer system. Everything that happens because we have a sewer system. We have a city because of the folks right behind us. So I am eternally grateful. I know you guys made 25 years without a mistake, but you are the city of Las Vegas. So I am so proud to be part of your team, and thank you for everything that you do day in and day out to keep this city flowing. And I'm going to turn it over to Joey Paskey to talk about the amazingness of this team.
Thank you, and thank you for honoring them today. Like you said, they're a little bit out of sight, out of mind, but if they were not part of the city, we literally would not be able to function. So just a couple, I have to have this because I have a couple stats here, and I don't want to get them wrong. And don't worry, Mayor, this is only about 1/3 of the staff that works out at the plant. So they treat 47 million gallons of wastewater every day. And what they're doing is taking out all the contaminants that are harmful that would go into the lake and then eventually come back into our drinking water. So they are a very important cog in the city and the valley's wheel, and we are very happy that public health is really their top priority. But really what makes them all a success, as you can see here today, are the people. They operate 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, a total of about 88 right now, dedicated employees, and they do operations and maintenance, laboratory testing, warehousing, engineering. We even have a boat out on Lake Mead that samples and tests the water to make sure that the things we're putting back in are acceptable. So they do a whole lot of things, and I am very, very lucky to have them on my public works team and here at the city. So this team looks forward to many more years of complete, sustainable, and cost-effective success. And thank you guys so much for all that you do for us.
Thank you.
Today we're going to do a picture, right? Here, she's lost back there.
Any council people, come on up. So we got to get a picture. We got to get them back to work. It's very important to get back to work. Okay, Mayor, come on up. We're going to take a picture.
All right, everybody. I'm going to need taller people in the back, not so tall people up front. And I want everybody to find a window. And while you're adjusting, we need some of these people to scooch on in, scooch on back. I'm going to get back there so that I can see everybody, all right?
Can anybody kneel? Yeah, do we do a? I mean, only if you can get back up. How about a row
I
and kneel?
I think
I know the feeling.
I can't get back up.
I know the feeling.
Kneel, let me tell you.
As long as I've got something to hold on to,
You're good.
I'm at that point.
I think you're okay. I think you're okay right here, Mayor. We're going to slide you
Right
in.
here?
I don't want to
Right here.
You just have to get
So
close.
you step a little on, make sure, because I want your face. So I go here.
There you go.
Take all the hair
I
off.
do want my headphones.
Are we way in the back?
I think we're way in the back, right?
Please look back there. If you can't see her, she can't see you, so find a window. All right, beautiful group of people are right here. Ready? And 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. And last one. 3, 2, 1.
Thank you all so very much. To all of you, thank you. Thank you, each and all.
15 minutes to get to the plant, then you can flush.
Okay, all right. Toilet flushing starts soon. Another 5 minutes, thank you. Thank you all. I mean, really, we think of you every day, every shower, every toothbrushing. We're on it. Do we have anything? Wait, we have the most important thing.
There you go.
Wait, don't go away. Wait, wait, wait. Hold on. We have here.
Oh, we have here the plaque that we're going to hang out at the WPCF that basically says 25 years without making a mistake. Congratulations.
What happened to Councilman Creer? Councilwoman, come on back down. Where's Councilman Creer?
Probably.
Testing the flushing.
Testing the flushing.
Wait for Councilwoman. Hold on one sec, please. Okay.
She went to get it.
Okay.
Here, I can photocopy it.
How about city manager? Come on. Come on. Come on up. Come on, New York City.
Come on this side, come on this side, make it more easy.
All right, everyone, right here. 3, 2, 1.
Photoshop Councilman Creer in. Please. Thank you.
Amazing.
Where are you gonna hang, where are you gonna mount this?
We gotta remove the 24 others and put this one
Oh, in the dead center. Wonderful. Okay, we have reset our technology, and we'll be right with you for the rest of our council meeting. Thanks. Okay, I'm just sitting here having a nice conversation with an October birthday, and it's lovely. We're on agenda item 7. This is our first public comment. Agenda must be limited to matters on the agenda for action. The amount of time any single speaker is allowed may be limited. All comments made will be cross-referenced to the specific items on the agenda. So if anyone submitted a speaker card who wishes to speak under this portion of the agenda, please come to the podium, state your name for the record. It's your opportunity to address the council, but council will not be responding or engaging in dialogue. We will set the time for this first public comment period for a minute. It will be longer at the end if you care to repeat or say something else. So anyone who wishes to speak under this first public comment? Good morning.
Do I have to press a button?
Okay, now if you pull it a little closer to your mouth, perfect. Okay.
right. Good morning. My name is Elizabeth Becker, and I'm speaking on behalf of the Progressive Leadership Alliance of Nevada in opposition to the City of Las Vegas's proposal to approve Bill number 2024-29, which would make camping, lodging, and similar activities illegal in the public right-of-way. This isn't simply an ordinance to help clean sidewalks or guide unhoused individuals to services. This proposed ordinance is discriminatory in nature and continues to greenlight the criminalization of poverty by trapping people in the legal system simply for existing in public spaces when they have no other alternative. Time and time again, data has shown policies that harass and criminalize members of our community experiencing homelessness are not only ineffective, but they violate fundamental human rights, traumatize homeless individuals, and ultimately make homelessness harder to exit. These policies negatively impact physical and mental health and create arrest records, fines, and fees that stand in the way of being able to secure safe housing and jobs. We strongly urge council members to consider the implications of this proposed ordinance, reject it, and instead pursue and advocate for sustainable investments in the community, such as strengthening housing protections, eliminating unjust evictions, and increasing access to affordable housing.
Thank you for coming
you so
down.
much.
Appreciate it.
Have a good day.
Thank you. Anyone else, please come forward, state your name. There are 3 microphones, so they all should work.
Hi,
Okay,
good morning. My name is Tia Smith, spelled T-I-A-S-M-I-T-H, and I am an attorney with the ACLU of Nevada, and I am commenting on bill number 2024-29. The U.S. Supreme Court in Grants Pass v. Johnson ruled that the Grants Pass camping ordinance did not violate the 8th Amendment's ban on cruel and unusual punishment, but it did not declare that such ordinances are entirely permissible or constitutionally valid. The proposed ordinance raises due process and equal protection concerns by explicitly targeting people experiencing homelessness for engaging in life-sustaining activities. Not only does this risk subjecting the city to litigation, but it also risks personal liability for police officers who would be required to enforce this ordinance. Law enforcement officers will be tasked with enforcing this ordinance on a case-by-case basis, leading to confusion and inconsistency. This adds unnecessary complexity to police work, increases the risk of wrongful arrests, and opens the door to discriminatory enforcement. The confusion surrounding the ordinance's enforcement will not only lead to public mistrust, but also expose the city to legal challenges. This bill is not the solution to the issues faced by the city of Las Vegas. Criminalizing homelessness is not only morally wrong, but also fiscally irresponsible and legally perilous. The ACLU of Nevada strongly advises voting against this ordinance. Thank you.
Thank you. Also appreciate your coming down. Anyone else? Okay, we will close our public comment and move on to Agenda 8 for possible action. Any items from the 9:30 a.m. session that council staff and/or applicant wish to be stricken, tabled, withdrawn, or held in abeyance to a future meeting may be brought forward and acted upon at this time. Mayor Pro Tem, I think you have those.
Thank you, Mayor. I have multiple items. The first is item 29, bill number 2024-29. There's an abeyance requested by staff to the 11/6/2024 City Council meeting. Item number 32, bill number 2024-32. There's a recommendation by the recommending committee to strike that. Item number 33, bill number 2024-33. There's a recommendation by the recommending committee to strike that. Item number 51, 24-0009-VAR1. The applicant owner is Alfonso E. Salinas on .09 acres at 2817 Sing Song Way. There's a request by the applicant to withdraw without prejudice. Item 52, 24-0275 VAR1. Applicant is Icon Power. Owner is Maricela Palacios on .5 acres at 815 Clarkway Drive. There's a request by the applicant to obey until the 11/6/2024 City Council meeting. And item 53 is 24-0284 SGP1. Applicant is Main Street Tenant, LLC. Owner, Alpine Building, LLC, generally located on the east side of Main Street, approximately 170 feet south of Colorado. There's an abeyance request by Councilwoman Diaz to the November 6, 2024 City Council meeting, and that'll be my motion.
Okay, there is a motion on those items. Please vote and please post. That motion carries. Thank you. We'll move on to agenda item 9 for possible action to approve the final minutes by reference to the September 18th, 2024 regular city council meeting. Mayor Pro Tem, may I have a motion to approve the minutes, please?
Move to approve.
Motion to approve those minutes. Please vote, please post. And if that little circle doesn't stop circling, I'm going to ask for an oral vote. All please indicate orally.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, the motion, there we are, right on time. Thank you, you have it well trained. We'll move on to agenda item 10. Items 10 through 23 are on the consent agenda. Item 23 is being pulled to be heard with item 42 later on the agenda. Remaining items 10 through 22 are considered to be routine or recommended for approval by the departments and may be enacted in one motion. Are there any items council wishes to bring forward? Nope, we're okay. Mayor Pro Tem, may I have a motion on the consent agenda 10 through 22, please?
Move to approve.
Thank you. There's a motion to approve. Please vote and please post. Okay. And so we are now pulling forward. Okay. This is very interesting what we are doing right now. We're going to hear separately related items 24, 26, and 41 together, but act on them separately. Agenda item 24, discussion for possible action regarding a disposition development agreement, DDA, between the City Parkway 5 Inc., CPV, and Panther Acquisitions, LLC, for the sale and development of 1.15 acres, a portion of Parcel J in Symphony Park for the development of a medical office building and restaurant located 505 Robin Leach. Number 26R-612024, discussion for possible action regarding a resolution finding the disposition and development agreement DDA between City Parkway 5 Inc., CPV, and Panther Acquisitions LLC concerning the proposed sale of vacant real property located at 5 Robin Leach Lane is in the best interest of the public. And item 41, which will be a public hearing regarding the fair market value of City Parkway 5 Inc. CPV owned vacant real property based on appraisal report of July 12, 2024 by Southwest Property Consultants Inc. in anticipation of the sale and development of the 1.5 acres parcel J in Symphony Park for the construction of a medical office building and restaurant located at 505 Robin Leach Lane. These items are in Ward 5 with Councilman Creer. Item 41, as I mentioned, is a public hearing, which I declare open. And let's turn this show over to Ms. Babsky.
Good morning, Mayor, City Council members. Dina Babsky, Acting Director, Economic and Urban Development. And here with me today is John Curran, Vice President of Prospect Street. Welcome, John.
Thank you.
So very exciting day for us. For your consideration, we're bringing forward a disposition and development agreement for one of the very few remaining parcels, vacant parcels in Symphony Park. As you can see, this is a portion of parcel, what we know as JK, which is adjacent to the current LaRubo Cleveland Clinic site. And so that's the 1.15 acres that was mentioned in the agenda item. Let me tell you a little bit about the Prospect Street. So Prospect Street has been a city partner for many years now. They're well-established and well-known, well-liked member of the development community in city of Las Vegas and Southern Nevada. So they were established in 2017 and have done a lot since then. They have over $500 million in merger acquisition and real estate development, a lot of commercial space, over 1 million square feet of commercial space. A lot of it is focused on medical. And so, you know, their partnerships include big names such as the Cleveland Clinic, the Intermountain Health, Creveti Orthopedics, as we all know, Steinberg Diagnostics, and others. So we're very thrilled and very confident that this partnership is going to be very fruitful for the city. Now, a little bit about the project. This is a parcel, the portion of the parcel J, 1.15 acres, that the city would be selling to Prospect Street at $2.2 million, which is the highest price per square foot ever paid in Symphony Park. The proposed project is the medical office building. It is going to be close to 100,000 square feet. The total investment for the project is over $40 million. The economic output, which is very important, we always track it when we do these DDAs, it's estimated that almost 400 jobs will be delivered as part of this development and over $66 million in overall economic output. The sale is part of the DDA. You know, part of today's one of the 3 items to hold the public hearing to do the transfer of the land at the price listed here. So one of the items that you can see on the rendering, which is the beautiful building itself, which John will go into a little more detail about. But then you see the east side of the parcel where there's surface parking lot. That is the remaining part of JK. And for us, I know there's a lot of concern when we talk about parking in Symphony Park and how we're going to address that. So when we go into development of that remaining parcel, parking will be a requirement to be provided to support the medical office building, and we will also have parking available within the 3 city parking garages, one of which we currently expanded just a couple of months ago. So to address that parking issue, we have a plan, and it will be implemented to make sure that Prospect Street development is successful. Without further ado, real quick on the timeline. If it is approved today, which I hope it will be, 3 major dates I'd like to highlight is we will close on the land. So they have a couple of milestones in between before then, but the land transaction will happen in August of 2026. That's when essentially we will transfer the ownership of the land and receive the payment. The construction will commence in September following that. And of course, you know, we know that they're very effective in their construction plans, and so the completion is slated to be in March of 28. So we're going to have multiple projects under construction in Symphony Park at the time, and you know, it's just keeps moving on. So John, would you like to add a few more comments about the tenants and whatnot?
Sure, thank you. Good morning. For the record, John Curran, 10801 West Charleston, Suite 170, here on behalf of Prospect Street and Panther Acquisitions. We're really grateful and excited to be here. We've been working on some variation of a project on Parcel JK for 2.5 years now, so really grateful to city staff for working with us and sticking with us. We've explored lots of different variations of programming and tenant mixes and site layouts, and we're confident we finally landed on a project that hopefully works for everyone, and we're really excited about it. So like Dina mentioned, we anticipate we'll build a 4-story, 100,000 square foot medical office building. This will be a first-rate Class A design, you know, a design and construction we hope is worthy to stand next to its admirable neighbors in Symphony Park. It will be a multi-tenant medical office building. We're very excited to be working with Cleveland Clinic to host an expansion of their facility across the street, which we're really thrilled about. We're in ongoing discussions with a number of other high-quality medical operators to you know, bring more high-paying jobs and you know, improve the services of healthcare in Symphony Park and the medical district. So really have to credit staff. Thank you so much again for working with us. Be remiss to not tip my cap to Ryan Smith, who brought us this deal in the first place. His legacy will continue to be felt in Symphony Park, and working with Dina, Jennifer, Tracy, Julie, and City Attorney's Office and everyone else been really great. So we're excited to get to work. We think that timeline's doable. We hope to beat a lot of those milestones, but we know how things go in development. So yeah, with that, I'm happy to answer any questions. Otherwise, respectfully request your vote for approval.
What might the opportunities be to get higher and add more levels?
I'm sorry, to get higher what?
To build a taller building with more capacity for more medical growth.
Yeah, we're trying to juggle a, variety of sort of constraints and limitations. We feel confident that this 4-story building is something that, economically works for us. You go above 4 stories, the construction type, everything changes, and we're just not certain that, we'll let the market dictate. If we go gangbusters on leasing and it's something that works out and something that, more importantly, can be parked and something that we can work out with the city there, we'll certainly explore that. We'd love to build more, but we're confident in that this size facility is something that we can deliver.
My concerns are that I'm sure that as the eyes of the world turn on Las Vegas, which they continue to do, and this is announced, and the Cleveland Clinic's future continues to be so positive, that appeal might come forth, and I didn't know in this plan if that's rock solid. This is it at 4 stories, but we might, in the appropriate time, add to it.
Yeah, we will be before you again if we're able to get this approved with, a final sort of entitlement drawings and design. Right now, this is still in its infancy and design, so again, we're going to let the sort of market dictate. We're hopeful this announcement spurs some more interest. I mentioned we've been working on it for 2.5 years. People don't necessarily understand if it's real or not, but now it's real. So hopefully we're able to go back and generate a lot of interest and bring some more high-quality medical operators down here.
Wonderful. Well, let me ask council first if they have any comments, questions before everybody seems okay. The public hearing on agenda item 41. Is there anyone from the public that would like to make comment? Please come forward and state your name for the record. This is so exciting. I mean, when I looked at that brownfield 25 years ago, and I thought, look at what's happening here. And certainly, spur to it, Cleveland Clinic has done so much. So without any comments coming from the public and anything from our city manager, need nothing? Okay, we're going to close the public comment period, and we are going to give it to the lucky man in Ward 5, Councilman Creer.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This is a great project that's going to round out all the things that we've been doing in Symphony Park. Mayor Oscar Goodman, Mayor Carolyn Goodman should be proud of really creating a vision for Symphony Park, right? As you said, those brownfields that I drove by in my entire life, just driving by, looking at it, wondering what is going to go on there and what's going to happen. Never in my wildest dreams would I have thought that we would have literally the most coveted pieces of real estate in the city of Las Vegas would be located really in downtown in that area. It shows what a vision and a commitment from the city team and leadership at the mayor's office can do. And this just rounds it out. We just went into the DDA with the Las Vegas Museum of Art, which is going to take place right there. We have Oric coming in with Patrick Brennan and his team coming in. It's just remarkable what is taking place. So I'm really excited about this, and I wish I was going to be around as councilman to be there for the ribbon cutting, but I will be there as a citizen of Ward 5 and applauding you all. So I am going to make a motion for, is it 41?
40, you start,
41,
no, that's
okay.
a non-action, but 26 will
26,
start.
yeah. Okay, great. So we'll make a motion for item 26 for approval.
Thank you. There is a motion. Please vote on item 26. Assuming we can. Okay, please vote and please post. And then we'll go to item 20, and that carries unanimously, of course. And item 24, please.
Yes. And I'll make make a motion to approve item 24.
Wow. There's a motion on agenda item 24. Please vote and please post. Beautiful. Okay, this is wonderful. We're looking forward to it. I will join you there if I'm still upright. We'll
Make
be
sure you
there.
get an invite. Thanks so much.
Wonderful. Thank you. Congratulations. Thanks, Ms. Babinski. Now we'll move on to agenda item 25. Okay. This is a public hearing and discussion for possible action regarding the adoption of the 2023 Clark County Regional Flood Control District, CCR FCD, Master Plan Update for the Las Vegas Valley as an amendment to the City of Las Vegas Flood Control Master Plan. This is in reference to all wards, and we will hear from Ms. Paskey. I would also say that both Mayor Pro Tem and I have the good fortune to sit on this board at the commission, and so it's wonderful to see these things continue. Oh my, you brought the big gun.
I brought the big gun, yeah. Good morning again, Mayor and Council. Joey Paskey, Director of Public Works, for the record. So the original Clark County Regional Flood Control District Master Plan was adopted in 1986, and in accordance with state law, which is NRS 543.596, the master plan needs to be reviewed and updated every 5 years. So the current master plan consists of approximately 804 miles of conveyance facilities, 113 detention basins. To date, approximately 534 miles of the facilities and 87 detention basins have been constructed with an investment of approximately $6.7 billion with a B dollars of the Regional Flood Control District funding. So joining me today is Mr. Steve Parrish, General Manager for the Clark County Regional Flood Control District, who is available to answer any questions.
Hi.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Please introduce yourself. Tell us how many years, what you've been doing here.
Hello, my name is Stephen Parrish. I'm the General Manager and Chief Engineer of the Clark County Regional Flood Control District. I'm happy to be here today to help support the city with the adoption of the master plan. It's been a lot of work. This is by far the biggest study we do. Every 5 years, we're responsible for updating this master plan, as Ms. Paskey mentioned. There's a lot of interaction between us and the public works agencies. They're the boots on the ground. They know where the problems are. We know generally where big problems are, but they know where the smaller things are. And so usually we connect with them and figure out hot spots and that type of thing and make sure those are addressed. So it's been a lot of work, and we appreciate all the efforts. And if there's any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
And how many years have you been with flood control?
I started at flood control in 2000, so 24 years.
Wow. Isn't that wonderful? Any questions here from council? Yes, please comment.
I just want to really, and this predates you, congratulate the Flood District for all the work it's done over the decades. Mayor knows, man, this place used to flood like there was no tomorrow. The Charleston Underpass, I don't know if you guys are around. Remember that, Mayor, when you living there? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it would be to the top. It was crazy, and it would flood just so often, and it wouldn't take that much rain in order to get to those levels. I mean, I remember, the mayor remember during the huge flood that came down and all the cars are floating down the strip in Caesar's Palace. Caesar's Palace, yeah. We are dating ourselves, Mayor, but
wow.
Many may not know how bad the flooding used to be in this city. And you all deserve a yeoman's round of applause, a standing ovation for what we have today. I know many people take it for granted, but if you've been here for a number of years, you know that it used to be bad. I mean, I literally had friends whose cars were floating down Colville back in the day, back behind the Imperial Palace,
Right.
which is whatever it's called now. It's always be the Imperial Palace, I guess, to me. But you remember those floods used to come in the back of there, behind Harris and everything? Woo! It was crazy, and it was dangerous. And people died.
Absolutely.
And, you know, people died. So I just want to publicly congratulate you all and thank you for the work that you've been doing, because I know it goes sometimes unsung. And, but I appreciate you. Thank you.
Well said. Well said, Councilman. And you do look at that. I remember the flood in the parking lot at Caesars, where we had the first Grand Prix in the 60s or 70s. And to know that that water just came and took everything right across this strip and under. In closing, I mean, this is wonderful. You've done a great job. And I know from our fire chief, we have sent off rescue to North Carolina, Florida, where the floods have been the result of the hurricanes there for fast water flood rescue. We have teams that are trained in that specifically because of our flood issues. So this is really, and I understand our teams are safe and just continuing to work there still. So thank you for all that you've done. You've just been such a great leader in this whole commission area, and we thank you for all the input that you've given. And hopefully for those of you who may be tuning in on one of our meetings here, that you do a little research and see what it was like in the days that Councilman Creer was talking about. It's just stuck right there when you looked at that fast rushing water. And I know all the PR you do to warn people, do not drive and stay away from the rushing floodwaters. So with that, Mayor Pro Tem, let's have a motion on agenda item 25, please.
With appreciation, Mr. Parrish, I'm going to move to approve the item number 25.
Thank you. There's a motion to approve agenda item 25. Please post. The motion carries. Thank you. Ms. Paskey, thank you. And of course, Mr. Jansen priorly as the head on Public Works, so you know it as well. Agenda item 27 is Board and Commission's discussion for possible action regarding the appointment of Ryan Doherty, Sam Cherry, Trinity Schlotman, Adam Johnson, David Nelberg to the Citizen Advisory Committee, the Las Vegas Redevelopment Agency. Subject nominees are specific to the following categories: Ryan Doherty, Category A, which is Small Business Owner; Sam Cherry, Category C, Development Community Member, Architect, Developer, or Contractor; Trinity Schlotman, Category D, Resident Homeowner, and in the Redevelopment Owner; Adam Johnson, Category F, Educator or Community Leader working to benefit children; and David Nelberg, Category G, community member who resides or whose business address is located in Ward 1. The nominees are qualified and wish to be appointed. And so I don't know, I'd love to hear from our city manager the general focus, if you would, of this advisory committee.
Good morning, Mayor Goodman, Member of City Council, Mike Jensen, City Manager. Yeah, Mayor, to your point, the Redevelopment Citizens Advisory Committee, our redevelopment area mostly covers wards 1, 3, and 5, and the folks that are listed on this consideration for appointment are folks that know those areas of the city really, really well. They understand what it takes to redevelop an old building. They understand what it takes to work on a very small and cramped site. They understand what it's like working with old utilities. They just have a real appreciation and understanding of the challenges that redevelopment areas face, and each of them bring a different area of specialty towards this particular Citizen Advisory Committee. So I think they're going to really help the economic development team, the RDA team, and the city team all around, just with their backgrounds and healthy conversations that they're going to help us have to make more things happen throughout all of our redevelopment areas.
Wonderful. And if I could ask you, Ms. Babsky, to come back up on this, because I know so importantly the people who've been involved over the years in different capacities helping the city, this was just a way to keep them engaged. But if you'd make a comment too.
Sure. Thank you, Mayor. Dina Babsky, Acting Director, Economic and Urban Development. So the Redevelopment Agency Sit-in Advisory Committee is consistent of multiple members of very specifically chosen categories, as you, Mayor, mentioned when you read the names of the candidates. And this committee meets twice a year. We host the meetings, and the job of the committee, or the responsibility, is to advise the redevelopment agency on items related to the agency, obviously, and specifically the things that we could potentially discuss are new incentives for redevelopment. We have a portfolio of those. We validate that those are still valid, they serve the purpose. Also, we can potentially discuss new projects that are happening in the redevelopment areas and any new initiatives that we want to bring forward. They serve in an advisory role because you're obviously the governing board that makes the decision for the agency, but having such exclusive members is going to be very helpful for us to determine what the next 20 plus years of redevelopment agency life is going to look like.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. So Mayor Pro Tem, may I have a motion on this agenda item 27? Thank you.
Yes, Mayor, and some of these recommendations come from me and some come from Olivia Diaz, Councilwoman Olivia Diaz, and so I understand that she's comfortable with me making the motion to approve all of them, which I will do so now, with the approval for item number 27 and everybody listed.
Wonderful. Would you please vote and please post? The value of these individuals who've invested in our community, the motion carries unanimously, of course. They're just great people, loyal, honorable, and have put their money where their mouths are and just really cared and have a knowledge of very open-ended people with great historical value. So thank you very much. It's delightful. Okay, so we'll move on to agenda item 28, recommending committee bills eligible for adoption at this meeting. Bill number 2023-28. Councilman Knutson, would you like the bill read?
Yes, Mayor.
Bill number 2023-28, Second Amendment, an ordinance to amend LVMC Title VI to add a new chapter pertaining to the licensing and regulation of sidewalk vendors as authorized and directed by state law and to provide for other related matters.
Councilman, would you like to make a motion?
Move to approve.
There's a motion to approve agenda item 28. Please vote and please post. And that motion carries. Move on to agenda item. Bill number 2024-29 was held in abeyance to the November 6th City Council meeting, so we're on to agenda item 30. Bill number 2024-30. Councilman Knutson, would you like the bill read?
Yes, Mayor.
Bill number 2024-30, an ordinance to amend LVMC Title 10 to add a provision to prohibit unauthorized entry and other activity in proximity to railroad tracks and provide for other related matters.
Move to approve.
There's a motion to approve agenda item 30. Please vote, please post. Motion carries. Agenda item 31, bill number 2024-31. Councilman Knutson, would you like the bill read, please?
Yes, please.
Bill number 2024-31, an ordinance to extend the boundaries of the city to particularly describe the land to be annexed to make its inhabitants subject to the laws, obligations, and benefits of the city and to provide for other related matters, 24-0343-Annex 1.
Move to approve.
There's a motion to approve. Please vote and please post. That motion carries. Agenda item 32 was stricken. Agenda item 33 was stricken. Agenda item 34, bill number 2024-35. Councilman Knutson, would you like the bill read?
Yes, Mayor.
Bill number 2024-35, an ordinance creating the City of Las Vegas, Nevada Special Improvement District number 818, Summerlin Village 27, ordering a street project, storm sewer project, sanitary sewer project, drainage project, and water project within the City of Las Vegas, Nevada, and providing other matters related thereto.
Move to approve.
There's a motion to approve agenda item 34. Please vote, please post. And that motion carries. Agenda item 35, bill number 2024-36. I know, Councilman, you're going to ask our wonderful attorney to read the bill.
I'm really curious if I could go faster. I'm losing interest. But yes, please read it as fast as you can.
Bill number 2024-36, an ordinance concerning the City of Las Vegas, Nevada Special Improvement District number 818, Summerlin Village 27, assessing the cost of local improvements against the accessible property benefited by the local improvements and providing other matters related thereto.
Give that guy a raise.
Move to approve.
There's a motion. Please vote on agenda item 35. And please post. And that carries. Now, can we do it even faster? Right, Councilman Knutson, would you please ask our city attorney on bill number 2024-37?
The fastest yet. Go.
Bill number 2024-37, an ordinance authorizing the issuance and sale by the City of its Special Improvement District number 818, Summerlin Village 27, local improvement bonds, Series 2024, approving the form of certain documents with respect to such bonds, ratifying action taken by city officers toward the issuance of such bonds, and providing other matters related thereto.
He took 2 breaths. If he take the breaths out, he's good. He's good. I'll move to approve.
Move to approve on agenda item 36. And everybody go home and practice reading. And enunciating. That motion carries. We're on to 37, right? Wow. Then that's bill number 2024-38. Councilman Knudsen, please.
Please.
Let's go.
Bill number 2024-38, an ordinance creating the New Vegas Immersive Tourism District in the city of Las Vegas, Nevada, and providing other matters properly relating thereto.
Move to approve.
We good? Okay. I'm having such a good time, I lost count. Is that the last one?
That's it.
Who's, you sure? Madam Clerk, I'm not sure I trust anybody on the dais. I'm relying on our lady clerk here. Yes, we're cool. All right, now on to new bills. Thank you. Okay, item number 39 and 40 bills numbers Z 2024-1, 2024-39 will be heard at the recommending committee meeting Monday, November 4th, 2024. City Attorney, would you please read those new bills?
Yes, ma'am. Bill number Z-2024-1, an ordinance to amend the official zoning map of the city of Las Vegas by changing the zoning designations of certain parcels of land to reflect and formalize rezoning applications previously approved by the city council and to provide for other related matters. Bill number 2024-39, an ordinance to repeal and replace LVMC Chapter 14.17 pertaining to wastewater collection, pretreatment, and treatment, establishing regulatory provisions consistent with and required by state and federal statutes and regulations on the subject, as well as the city's NPDES wastewater permit, and providing other matters related thereto.
Thank you very much. Bills numbers Z 2024-1 and 2024-39 are assigned to the November 4th, 2024 recommending committee members, Councilman Knudsen and Councilwoman Seaman and Polensky, if any so designated are unable to attend. Clerk's office will coordinate finding substitutes as necessary at my direction, please.
Will do,
Good.
thank you.
All right, now we're on to 23. Here's number 23 and 42 together. 23 is R602024, possible action to approve.
Mayor?
Yes.
It appears that you've missed reading item 38. Could you just read that for the record?
38?
Yes.
See, I thought there was something missing there. Who caught us? That's what I thought. Okay. Back to 38, recommending committee bills eligible for adoption at a later meeting. That's bill number 38. Bill number 2024-34 will be heard at a later meeting.
Yep, that's it.
Okay, now we're on to the double. Related items 23 and 42 together. 23, R602024 for possible action to approve a resolution to declare the City of Las Vegas's CLV intention to sell real property on internet auction website located 850 Las Vegas Boulevard North. And then number 42, which is a public hearing item regarding the fair market value of the City of Las Vegas owned real property located 850 Las Vegas Boulevard North in anticipation of the sale of the property on an internet auction website. These items are in Ward 5 with Councilman Creer. Item 42 is a public hearing item which I declare open. So, have the floor.
Good morning, Mayor and Council. My name is Teresa Boyce. I'm the City of Las Vegas Real Estate Manager, and as you see on your slide, the property that we're offering for sale is the Cashman property. It is located at 850 Las Vegas Boulevard North. It consists of 2 APN numbers for a total of 50.25 acres. The appraised value was $33,950,000.
Good morning, Mayor and Council. John Rodilla, Assistant City Attorney. I just wanted to walk through the timelines for the internet auction. On November 12th, we will open the auction after advertising it, I believe, for 3 weeks pursuant to the NRS requirements. We will conduct the internet auction on energynet.com, which is a provider to the state of Nevada, to the BLM for real estate and oil lease auctions. It's arguably worldwide, at a minimum nationwide, and they will pre-qualify bidders to bid in the auction. The auction will be open for a week, concluding on November 19th, and the high bidder will be required by November 21st to close the business to deposit $50,000 in the escrow account that we would open. And then NRS requires that we consider the bids at the next meeting of the public body, which would be December 4th. And the City Council at that time will have the chance to review the highest bid and determine whether to accept a bid or reject all the bids if it's in the best interest of the city. And then at that meeting, if we accept the highest bid, we will adopt a resolution of acceptance to accept the highest bid. That would be approved by the city council after accepting the highest bid. And then we will have 30 days to negotiate a purchase and sale agreement with the highest bidder to conclude the transaction.
Is there any intent by the city of what that land's to be used for?
Mayor Goodman, member of City Council, Mike Jensen, City Manager. The land is currently entitled as a public facility, and so anyone who's interested in the property, they are under the understanding that they would have to come to council to get entitlements approved. And so what I will tell you is that many, many different groups have inquired about the property over the last few years, everything from various entertainment proposals, housing developers, other types of sporting activities, medical facilities. We've had a lot of interest. And to use a saying that Mayor Oscar used to say a lot, with this auction, it's time to fish or cut bait. We are going to see who is most interested in this site, what they'd be willing to pay for it. We know what the appraised value is. We believe it's an important piece of property, and for that reason, we think we're going to see some significant interest in the auction. And I'd be remiss if I don't reiterate what City Attorney John Rodilla, Deputy City Attorney John Rodilla noted, and that's the unique part of NRS, where when we come back on December 4th, with all that being said, with every proposals that you will hear then, there is an opportunity to reject the bids if it's in the best interest of the city. So we have options at our disposal. It is a very long process. We're here today on October 16th, and if we were to successfully accept a bid and go through the purchase and sale agreement, it would be near almost February before it would be all signed, sealed, and delivered. So, again, it's a long process, and that's why we initiated this first step.
Wonderful, thank you. Are there questions, please? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't, I looked like she was pointing this way and I didn't see. Thank you, please, go ahead.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Councilwoman Polensky.
Mr. Rodilla, and excuse my ignorance, I don't know anything about energynet.com. In my mind, it's similar to eBay, where there's a buyer's premium that the buyer pays. If we sell this piece of real estate essentially on the internet, who pays the fees? Is there a broker's fee? $35 million is a large sum of money.
John Rodilla, Assistant City Attorney. What I understand, and Teresa can correct me, is there is a buyer's premium of 1.5% on the auction that will be paid by the buyer. The auction is conducted at no cost to the city. We will get the full proceeds of the sale price.
Oh, wow. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any comment, question here? Yes, please, Councilwoman Bruni.
Thank you, Mayor. I have a question about the timing. I don't know how much flexibility we have, but I worry about the date at which we have to make a decision, because we will have two new members on the city council, and I think it's a really big decision to sort of place on someone, a couple people who, that will be their first meeting. And so do we have any flexibility with the timing to make sure everyone's up to speed on the issue?
Mayor Goodman, member of City Council, Councilwoman Bruni, I think what I'm looking at here is just the timeline of going through this process, and I think what we anticipate doing as a staff when a mayor-elect is known, when the new Ward 5 representative is known, we're going to do our very best to brief them on the background of this activity and try to get them as prepared as possible for that December 4th meeting. The market is very unique right now in terms of the opportunity for this auction, and what I want to make sure I also point out is we met recently with Jack Robb from the state, and it so happens that at the same time as we're doing this auction, they will be auctioning off the 22-acre Sawyer parcel. So the timing of this auction, from the conversation that we had with Jack Robb, is very, very important, because the commercial real estate brokers that are out there, the bidders, they may very well see a great opportunity to join a 50-plus acre site at Cashman and a 22-acre site at Sawyer. So the conversation we had with Mr. Robb was that the timing is perfect to have them both go together. So I'd hate to miss that opportunity. If we delayed it, we wouldn't necessarily have that same type of appreciation for the opportunity. And so what we'll commit is we'll do our very best to brief the new members that would be coming in as much as we can. And again, as John noted, if it's in the best interest of the city, the council will still have the opportunity to reject all bids.
Thank you. This is agenda item 42, as you know, is a public hearing, and that is open. Is there anyone wishing to make comment on agenda item 42?
Mayor, excuse me, before you close the item, there was a Scrivener error in the resolution. I just wanted to make sure we put a clean resolution for the city clerk. In paragraph 4, there were some
Okay.
legal notes that were included in the posted resolution that we deleted.
Do you want to read that in, or is it too lengthy?
It stands on its own. It's just a line in paragraph 4, the second paragraph that was deleted.
Thank you,
That
Mr.
was a reminder
Ridella.
for me to do something.
All right, well, if there's none, I'll close
Hold on.
the
I think we might
public
have a public
hearing.
comment.
Yes? Somebody's coming? You'll have to come to the microphone, ma'am, I'm sorry, and announce your name. So, thank you. No, wait till you come up here because you're talking to the air.
I always talk to the air.
You sound like my husband, he does it all the time.
I do it all.
Okay, so
Me
get
and
in
God
front of
talk all
the
day.
microphone, this light's on.
Hi, I'm Lynn Beamer. You've got to know me by now.
We do.
My question is this open auction to anybody in the United States? Or is it an open auction just to people in Vegas?
The auction's open to everybody in the United States,
So we
the
could
world.
just be again selling off more of our assets to California, because that's who's going to vote on that.
Okay, well, keep in mind, it has to come back to council if it's accepted.
I was just wondering if it was just like open to everybody, you know, even in Europe. I mean, they're buying up everything.
Could be. Okay, thank you. Anybody who's in the audience, that if you're speaking, you have to come down to the microphone, say your name so we have a record, please. Okay, if there's anyone else, please come forward. All right, I'm going to close public comment at this point. Thank you both, and we're going to turn this over to Councilman Creer.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Look, we have gone through a number of reiterations and attempts to purpose Cashman. Even prior to my tenure on council, I remember having a number of RFPs come out, submit what you want to build, et cetera, soccer team, et cetera, just endless. And I do believe that Cashman's very valuable, and I think that it will continue to get more and more valuable as time goes on. So I think this is a great opportunity for someone to come in and find some contiguous space in the core of Las Vegas that is growing, that is revitalizing itself. And I think we're going to be able to find someone who's going to want to do something great at Cashman. And so with that said, I'm going to make a motion to approve item, what is this, item
23.
23.
Mayor, if I might, Jeff Dorkak, City Attorney, we have a staff little amendment for Councilman Creer, if he'd be willing to add to his motion. We need EnergyNet.com to be able to use the city seal for the auction, and pursuant to city code, the only way for them to use it is with city council approval. So if you would amend your motion to be an approval of 23 and authorization to use the city seal, we would appreciate that.
Thank you. I will make a motion for them to use the city seal contingent upon the city's brand standards, and also that the final approval of whatever they want to present publicly with the city seal will receive the approval of the city manager or David Riggleman, whichever one is available. Thank you.
Okay, and that's your motion? And that's his motion, so please vote and please post. And that motion carries. Thank you both very much. We'll move on to agenda item 43. Items number 43 through 43B are on the consent agenda, considered to be routine, recommended for approval by the Department of Community Development. Mayor Pro Tem, may I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Move to approve the consent agenda.
Thank you. Please vote on the motion and post. And did that post? Did I miss it so fast? I didn't see it. Oh, there it is on our monitor. So the motion is carried unanimously. Thank you. And we'll go on to agenda items. Let me double cross-reference here. 44 through 49 may be considered one motion, one vote, as there are routine items with no condition changes. Any person representing an application or member of the public or member of the council not in agreement with the conditions and all standard conditions for the applications recommended by staff should request to have that item removed from this portion of the agenda. 44, 240292, applicant Fantastic Indoor Swap Meet, Inc., owner Douglas B. Kays et al., on the following land use entitlement project request at 1717 South Decatur Boulevard, C1 Limited Commercial Zone, Ward 1, Councilman Knutson. 44A 240292 SUP1, proposed 74,206 square foot outdoor addition to an existing 148,654 square foot indoor swap meet use. 44B 240292 SUP2, proposed open air vending, transient sales lot use. Number 45 240334 VAC1, applicant owner Woodside Homes in Nevada LLC, land use entitlement project request for a petition to vacate a portion of right-of-way median nose generally located at Desert Foothills Drive, approximately 900 feet north of Fleetwood Avenue, Ward 2, with Councilwoman Seaman. Number 46 240351 SUP1, applicant Super Center Concepts Inc., owner Decatur Meadows Partners LLC, land use entitlement project request for a proposed 36,888 square foot alcohol off-premise full use with a waiver to allow 127-foot distance separation from another alcohol off-premise full use where 1,000 feet is required. That 390 Decatur, South Decatur Boulevard, C2 General Commercial Zone with Ward 1, Councilman Knutson. Number 47 240352 SUP. One applicant, Anna Lely Bedola, owner, the Donald S. Gilday Revocable Family Trust, land use entitlement project request for a proposed 1,664 square foot alcohol off-premise full use at 7010 West Charleston Boulevard, C1 Limited Commercial Zone, Ward 1, Councilman Knutson. Number 48 240380, applicant Bliss Car Wash, Nevada LLC, own Raspalacious LLC on the following land use entitlement project request on 1.11 acres at 2131 Rock Springs Drive, C1 Limited Commercial Zone 1, Councilman Knutson. Number 48A 240380 SUP1, proposed car wash full service or auto detailing use. 48B 240380 SDR1, proposed 5,458 square foot service car wash development waiver perimeter landscape buffer requirements and building orientation standards. 49 240384 SDR1, applicant owner McDonald Corporation, a land use entitlement project request for a proposed 4,310 square foot restaurant with drive-through with waivers of Title 19.09, Form-Based Code Development Standards, 1.11 acres at 1601 West Charleston. T4-C, T4 Corridor Zone, Ward 1, Councilman Knutson. Planning Commission and staff recommend approval of all items. These are public hearings which I declare open. Anyone wishing to be heard on items 44 through 49? Hearing and seeing none, a closed public hearing. Mayor Pro Tem, how about a motion, one vote, please?
Madam Mayor, there's a lot of great businesses coming into Ward 1, so I wish you all the best of luck and great business and lots of money coming in. And with that, I will move to approve.
I just was so proud of all your hard work and your team that you got all this going on in Ward 1. So please vote and please post. Great work. Wonderful.
Do you mind if we go to 58? Is that okay?
Yeah, which one?
58.
58. Going to pull forward 58 with everyone's permission, please. That's a request from Councilman Knutson. This is 240390 SDR1. This is a public hearing item. The applicant owner, County of Clark Public Works, for possible action on a land use entitlement project request for proposed 5-story parking garage with waivers of Title 19.09 Form-Based Code Development Standards, 1.82 acres, southeast corner of Wellness Way and Tonopah Drive, T6-UG-L, T6 Urban General Limited Zone, and this is Ward 1 with Councilman Knutson. Planning Commission and staff recommend approval. This is a public hearing, which I declare open. So, who's in charge here?
That'll be me, Madam Mayor. My name's Tony Marnello, COO of University Medical Center, here today presenting a project that we feel is very needed. A little bit of history on this in the background. We've got a master plan that we started in 2016. Unfortunately, COVID had slowed us down. So we're at a phase right now as we continue to go through with this master planning. Is we've done the facade, as you can see, as anybody's ridden by UMC, and all the construction that's going on. Entry coming in from Shadow Lane has been completed, and we're at the point where we've said that we need to put our parking garage in for the critical needs of patients and staff. We don't have parking area. Basically, the garage that's on Shadow Lane is for our staff. So our goal is to get this garage open and built to bring staff, patients into that area, to open up the front area for our patient care. We brought some slides along here to kind of show what the master plan looks like, what future planning could be, because there is a need, critical need for public parking and retail in that area, as we've discussed together. So I'm not an expert with the slidings here, but I can, do we see them? There you go. This is the original design, which will be on the northwest corner of Wellness Way and Tonopah. It's a 5-story parking garage to accommodate staff and patient needs currently. That is under designed, ready to go forward with that part, which is part of the master plan. When I get to the next slide, you'll see what we have done on that portion of it. Okay. It matches the facade and keeps a good secured area for parking. So going a little bit backwards here on the master plan, when you look at our master plan here, you can see, maybe you can point there, Monty, if you'd like, that we have the parking garage going to the back area, right in this area here. You got it? Yep, okay. Putting there, you see the tower that's adjacent to that is our planned tower coming for the future as we need to start replacing buildings and things. That will move up forward east, where that parking garage will be on the back corner. And then we have an existing parking garage. You can see right now our employees park right there, which is freed up for more space. And then the red area on the shaded part is the round in the south building, we call it. It's old and needs to be eliminated. That's where our whole plan is on this part. But on the master plan also, there's a master plan Shadow Lane parking garage there, which we had been in early discussions just most recently with Councilman Knutson and our CEO Mason and with Kevin Schiller. They've been talking together. How do we make something happen there?
Is that next to Steinberg, excuse me, right to the north of your planned shadow garage?
Yeah, right next to Steinberg's, you'll see our existing parking garage there. Okay. The entry point coming in from Shadow Lane, next to that you'll see a master plan garage there, which is another parking garage in this area, which was designed out to be close to 9 stories. So we want
to if you could follow up on that one, how do the cars, where's the entry? I noticed yesterday, and it mentioned to Ms. Paskey, that Shadow Lane is extremely narrow with the newly designed entry to UMC. So if you are planning the entry off of Shadow Lane, or where do they come in? From the west of the new garage, or are they also going to be entering from Shadow?
From the master plan garage, ma'am, or the one in the back?
This one right here that's next to Steinberg, how
Got
are
it.
they going to
That is our
handle that?
employee one. There is a new entrance that was put in under all the construction there that comes in off of Shadow Lane, right to the south of the existing parking garage. That entry point will stay there, and the master planned garage that's next to that part of it will be right on the opposite side of it, south. So you'll come in, there'll be a parking garage to the right and to the left.
So my question is, while we have remodeled that whole entry off of Shadow Lane into that part of the campus, with adding more garage and entry more off of Shadow Lane, which at best is sort of 2 lanes in each direction, but mostly sort of like feeling 1 lane, that's going to have to be widened?
Correct. Which is that garage there from the master plan one, the secondary garage can be moved over even more because we have that plot of land as you go south to go into that area. And then the far corner on Shadow and Charleston is for future development of wellness, education, medical office building into that part of it.
Okay, thank you.
You want to flip the slide one more time so final. And this is just a cleaner version, as you can see, the elimination of that building in that area where he's pointing to right now. The old building, it's wood structure that needs to be taken down, but until we get to the parking area, we're at that phase where we have to get some additional parking to move forward with the additional tower and planning from that other garage area. So this is what it will look like at the end.
And that's the new pediatric hospital, children's hospital?
Correct. The women's and children's there and the 7-story existing will be remodeled. That's part of the phasing into it and completely remodeled into the pediatric emergency room. Women's and children's separates that building when the new tower is up, becomes the adult and medical side of that with new
Excellent.
operating rooms and trauma.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So, any questions, comments from us here? Please, Councilwoman Seaman, Councilwoman Bruni.
Yes, I just have a question about the new children's unit. Is it a larger, how much larger is it, and how many more beds?
It is larger. Currently, we are about 42 with the intensive care part of it. We plan to bring it up to at least 82 to 100 beds in that area, all private rooms. Right now, we're on semi-private in a lot of our hospital rooms, except for the newest tower. So we're a little bit behind that part. So it'll be all dedicated to children's, the emergency room, surgery suites. That whole building would be dedicated to that area for women's and children and deliveries.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Bruni. Mr. Floyd. How about planning?
If you're ready for the staff report, Mayor, Seth Floyd for the record. Mayor, as the proposed development supports goals and policies identified in the Vision 2045 Downtown Master Plan, staff finds that the proposed development can be harmonious and compatible with the surrounding area and therefore recommends approval subject to conditions. Thank you.
Wonderful. Okay, if everybody would introduce themselves, please.
Yep.
And then we'll hear from the public if there are any comments or questions, please.
Madam Mayor, I am the Director of Facilities at University Medical Center.
You lucky man, you've been working hard.
A little bit.
Keeps things together for us as we build.
Madam Mayor Goodman, I'm Shauna Tello. I'm the Academic and External Affairs Administrator. Thank you.
Good. Me
28
too.
years at UMC.
Wonderful.
Eric Swinside, I'm an architect at EVNA Architects. Up to here
Oh, you
supporting
got
these
to
guys.
play with the boxes. That's
Of course,
fun.
always.
Beautiful. Thank you. Anybody from the public wishing to make comment? What's the timeline on all of this and where are you getting your money?
So the timeline for the first part of the garage is it'll be built, we figure 2026 by completion.
Yeah.
Pretty
believe
close
so,
to
yeah.
that part of it. As we go through for our funding, we do have funding in our own budget since the hospital has been in the black for the last 11 years. So what we make at UMC, we reinvest, obviously, new cath labs, computers, equipment, everything there. So we have that funding that follows right behind that part of it.
Very exciting. I remember the days of being in the red, being in the red,
Oh, yeah.
being in the red, being in the red. Delightful. Congratulations. Great leadership. And therefore, I'm going to close public hearing, and we are going to turn this over to the lucky man whose ward it's in.
Thank you very much,
Councilor.
Mayor. And Mr. Jansen, do you mind just commenting on some of the conversations we've had the last couple of days, just to make sure we're all on the same page?
Absolutely, Mayor Pro Tem. Mayor Goodman, Member City Council, Mike Jensen, City Manager. As Mayor Pro Tem mentioned, I had an opportunity with Dina Babsky, Mayor Pro Tem, and some other staff to meet with the UMC team and have a number of conversations with Mason Van Houweling. And I tell you, we were excited just to hear how the UMC campus continues to grow. And as we discussed in briefings, our shared infrastructure project on Charleston, their campus reunification is nearing a completion to where these next big capital investments are coming. And, you know, our conversation was really focused about the need for parking in the medical district, specifically public parking. And so we were excited for what this exhibit shows along Shadow Lane, where in conjunction with the new employee garage that'll be at Tonopah and Wellness, once that garage is operational, there will be an opportunity to look at an option to convert the existing employee parking garage that you see there on Shadow Lane to a public parking garage. And then additionally, we had a good conversation with the UMC team on an opportunity for both the city, Clark County, and UMC, the three of us together, to look at how do we get that additional parking garage out of the ground, and specifically for the public needs that are continuing to grow every day, every week in the medical district. And the other part that we discussed was the importance of integrating in the public parking garages ground floor retail. There's such a demand for all the workers in the medical district, many of the folks who are visiting folks there, for opportunity for going to get something to eat, a cup of coffee, a lunch, a late night dinner, things of that nature. And so what I think Mayor Pro Tem and I heard from Mason and his team here today was that there is a concerted effort for us to see these two garages help us meet the public parking demands that continue to grow. And that's where our discussion the last week or two has been. And again, I look forward to the partnership with the UMC team.
Thank you very much. Does, in fact, all these conditions, they have been agreed by UMC to meet all those additional conditions?
Well, I'm gonna
Do lay that out?
I'm gonna talk for just a minute. So here,
Okay.
this is my personal plea to you, because I realize I have a job up here, and my first instinct was to obey it or not approve it at all, just to be honest with you, because I think there's a lack of communication. And it comes from a very personal place, as I lived at your hospital for a month and then 3 subsequent weeks, and every single time I left that hospital, I had to carry my son out and walk 3 blocks to Valley Hospital, which is the only place I could park. So I carried his 3 bags with him, I carried his little body, his port coming out of his arm, and I walked 3 blocks to go to Valley Hospital. So I understand the need for employee parking. I absolutely agree with you, I want you to have employee parking, but if you're not thinking about the broader community, you're missing the point. And because there's a lot of people that stay at your hospital. And so that was the reason for the conversation with the city manager is UMC own the majority of the land in that area. So if you want your employees to have lunches or breakfast or dinners outside of the cafeteria, which I ate at for 30 days, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you've got to think broader. And I can't do this with the private sector, but you're a public entity and you do have a broader responsibility to the community at large. So I am imploring, and I have your cell phone number, so I'm going to text you. If you don't follow through, I'm going to chain myself to a building at UMC, and I won't let you move forward because it has to happen. You have got to think bigger and broader about the medical district, because 20 years from now, you want UMC to still be relevant. And there's a whole bunch of healthcare things going on in the community all around the valley, and if you're not keeping up with the environment of UMC, your patients won't want to be there. So I am imploring you, I'm looking straight at you because I won't stop. I will text you, I will email you, I will chain myself to your body, to your hospital, because it has to, maybe your body, it has to happen. Like you have to think bigger and broader about your patients and everyone who lives and works in that area. And I'm guessing that none of you do. You probably live somewhere else. So live in the area and you'll understand the need for amenities for employees, for patients. It has to happen. And if a parking garage is the way to do it, then so be it. And so that was the conversation I've had with Mr. Jansen, is any way we can be supportive, I will do everything in my power to make the city a great partner for you. Even right now, I just got an email that as of tomorrow, they're putting up a giant neon sign that says free love and tender aspirin, a giant neon sign because I want UMC to be successful. We did hundreds of millions of dollars of investments in the area because we want UMC to be successful. We have got to improve communication, and we've got to have amenities for everyone who stays there. And so that's, commit to me. Make it a priority.
Thank you, Mr. Councilman. We agree, and having the last couple of meetings, because I kind of walked into that meeting with you and Mr. Jansen, but it was refreshing for us also, and as Mason and I have talked in detail the last couple of days, is we're very committed to move forward and foster that relationship, because obviously we don't own the land, the county does, but I know he's talked to the county manager, and there's things there to be done together for sure. So we are committed, and I've been in Vegas since 1979, saw it grow, worked at Valley, worked at UMC, and that is pretty much my hometown right around that area. Yes, I don't live there, but it is very special to me, the reason why I came back to UMC to work there, because we can give to our community. So we are most definitely committed to that, and welcome the text and your input and always your support. We know we've had a lot of support from you, so we are dedicated to move forward with this thing, and great conversations with Mr. Jansen was great the last few days, so excited about it actually.
I appreciate that, and I just, because I'm not putting other conditions on, I'm just going to say it only takes one passionate person to change everything. I hope we have 4 passionate people standing before us. Yep. That's all it takes. Keep pushing, because it has to happen.
Yes, sir.
Mayor Pro Tem Knudsen, I just wanted to also make sure that you are aware, I will commit to providing these updates when I attend the Las Vegas Medical District stakeholder meetings as well. I know that we haven't had a meeting recently, but I will definitely make sure that I'm keeping you up to speed on the progress of this discussion.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Sir. I appreciate it. Madam Mayor, I will move to approve item number 58.
And do you have the support of the county?
That's next.
Okay. There's a motion. Please vote. And please post. The motion carries. Thank you very much. We look forward to this, and hopefully the county will come on board. All right, we'll move on.
Shauna will give you my cell number so you have it, Councilman, so you have that directly with you.
You'll regret that.
No, that's okay. Our chairman always texts me every time I'm out tonight. Doesn't matter. I'm happy to help. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Agenda item 59, 240405DR1, public hearing, applicant owner, City of Las Vegas.
Mayor?
Yes.
We need to go back to item 50.
You're absolutely right. We need the hospital and so much, so thank you very much. This is agenda item 50, 230504VR1, public hearing, applicant owner Vincent Guerrero, possible action land use entitlement project request to allow a 0-foot side yard setback where 5 feet is required for an existing patio cover, a 0-foot distance separation from the main building for an existing residential accessory structure, a shed where 6 feet is required, existing residential accessory structure, carport to be located within the front yard, which does not require a 1-foot side yard setback where 3 feet is required for an existing residential accessory structure, carport, and to allow all residential accessory structures to not be aesthetically compatible with the building dwelling unit where such is required. 0.818 acres at 1106 Silver Lake Drive, R1, single-family residential zone, Ward 5, the Councilman Creer, Planning Commission, and staff recommend denial. This is a public hearing. I declare it open. Is the applicant or representative present?
Madam Mayor,
morning.
council members, my name is Cyrus Najafi. I'm at 1598 Pine Street, 89102.
How are you? It's been a while. Nice to see you.
Pleasure is mine, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay. Please, do you want to make any comments?
There are 2 items on this variance that we will comply with, and it's very doable. Those are the storage sheds in the back that we can relocate and put it within the required setbacks. The major items that we have in here is the side yard setback and the existing carport cover. And the only reason we are requesting that variance not to put anybody, throw anybody under the bus, is that in that zoning, I could go ahead and take a picture, which I have taken and submitted to the planning department. There are over 250 of these cardboard, carport structures in existence. And the only reason he got to a point to be fined or to be comply with this was he was doing a remodeling, pulled the permits in his backyard, and when the inspectors went in there, of course, they are doing their job, and they're reporting a non-conforming process. So we are open for suggestion. If he has to move his parking, covered parking, what we're going to do about the other 250 plus? Are we complying with everybody? Are we making a poster child for him? It's just, I'm here to see what the suggestions are. We comply with it because, as you know, I'm not one of those people who breaks the law.
Okay, thank you.
I'm an architect. I've been in this city for
A long time.
as many years.
Yeah.
I'm a local now.
Wonderful. Let's turn this over to our planning director, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Seth Floyd for the record. Mayor, this request is the result of a code enforcement case for multiple structures constructed without permits. As there is no hardship related to the site's physical characteristics that would warrant deviation from Title 19 requirements, staff recommends denial of the variance. Mayor, I think based on the applicant's representation, if they are going to modify the request the way he described, what I think we would do, and if this is the council's direction, we could amend condition number 2 to reference a denial on the variance for the shed because he's indicated they will comply with the code on that particular one. But we can address that after discussion.
Okay, thank you very much. For any comments from council at this point, this is a public hearing item. Is there anyone interested in making comment on agenda item 5.0? Okay, I'll close public hearing and Councilman Carrera.
Thank you. I wish you guys would have come in and reached out to our staff and team. I know we were trying to get in touch with you all to come in and understand what you're doing and what's happening better. I don't like to make decisions sort of on the fly. I like to understand exactly what it is you're looking to do and what the issues are. I don't know if were these items there when you moved in, or was it something that this person installed? Like, what is the full picture? You said you're doing some work in the back, then you say that you want to be compliant. What does that mean? What does that look like? So there's a lot of moving parts to this. It's not as simple as you have this carport and these side deals, and now you want to come in and discuss what you want to do.
Mr. Guerrero bought the property. All these projects that we are going for variance been existed as he purchased the property. We can go back to the records. I'll be glad if you give me the honor to come and meet with you and explain and go through the process, or I can go ahead and work with the staff and then present it back to you.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever your decision is, we go ahead and do what we need to do.
Yeah, I just, maybe we can, since you're here, would it be possible, Mayor, to sort of trail this until after 59, and then maybe you can discuss with someone in planning exactly what it is that you're going to do, or you're looking to do, or what you can do, and then you can come back after item 59, and we can work it out. I don't want you to have to come back since you're here, but ideally, especially you were denied by planning, denied by staff, which means you're appealing this to council.
Correct.
So just FYI, moving forward, whatever, if you're appealing something to council, my advice for you to come and talk to council prior to sort of negotiating what we're doing here now. So, would that be possible, Mayor?
Yes,
We're going to trail this
absolutely.
until after 59, and you guys can sort of have a conversation and see what works best, and then you'll come back here after item 59.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, very good. Very good, thank you. Okay, agenda item 51's been withdrawn. 52 has been obeyed to the 6th of November. 53 has been obeyed to the 6th of November, so we are now on agenda item 54. And that item is 240341 Vieira 1, public hearing application.
Mayor, if I might, Jeff Torkix, is that accurate? Clerk's 53 was held in abeyance?
Yes, correct.
Oh, okay, that was it.
Okay. Okay, this is a public hearing, applicant owner Jesse L. Scott, possible action, land use entitlement project request to allow an existing residential accessory structure detached carport to be located within the front yard with such as not allowed a 1-foot separation from the primary dwelling where 6 feet is required for an existing residential accessory structure, shed B, a 1-foot rear yard setback where 3 feet are required for an existing residential accessory structure, shed A, and to allow all residential accessory structures to not be aesthetically compatible with the principal dwelling unit where such is required in .16 acres, 1608 Manhattan Drive, and that's R1 Single Family Residential Zone, Ward 5, with Councilman Creer. Planning and staff recommend denial. It is a public hearing, which I declare open. Is the applicant present or representative?
We're going to turn this over to planning.
Yeah, let me see who's coming. Nobody's coming. So right now to Mr. Floyd.
Thank you, Mayor. No evidence of a unique or extraordinary circumstance has been presented to warrant the requested variance. As such, the hardship is self-imposed and outside the realm for granting variances, and therefore staff recommends denial. Mayor, I would let the council know that the applicant did reach out and we knew they would not be here today, but my understanding is that they have been in touch with Ward 5 on this request.
Okay. This is a public hearing on this agenda item 54. Anybody wish to make comment on this item? I'm going to close public comment and looking at council. No comments. Councilman Creer.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, we've been in contact with the applicant, and these items have literally been here forever in our community. So without any further discussion, I make an item to approve, a motion to, I keep saying item, a motion to approve item 54. Thank you.
Okay, there's a motion to approve agenda item 54. Please post. And that motion carries. We'll move on now to agenda item 55, 240360 SUP 1, public hearing, applicants Hank Serrano, owner, Summerlin Plaza LLC, possible action land use entitlement project request for an 1,120 square foot pubs, bar, and lounges, alcohol on premise, full use, with 120 square foot outdoor patio area at 9430 West Lake Mead Boulevard, Suite 9, PC Plan Community Zone, Commercial Sun City, Summerlin, special use designated Ward 4 with Councilwoman Alan Polensky. The Planning Commission and staff recommend approval. It's a public hearing, which I declare open. Is the applicant or representative present? Hello, good morning.
Hank Serrano, owner, applicant.
Okay, thank you. Any comment you want to make before I ask Mr. Floyd?
No, sir.
Okay,
It's pretty straightforward.
thank you. Mr. Floyd, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Seth Floyd for the record. As the proposed use meets all code requirements and can be operated compatibly with the adjacent commercial uses, staff recommends approval of this special use permit, subject to conditions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This is a public hearing. Anyone have any comment on agenda item 55? I'll close public hearing then, and I see no comments here. Councilwoman Alan Polensky, yours.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. And Mr. Serrano, I'm going to echo Councilman Creer's comments from earlier. Generally speaking, we ask applicants to come see us in advance before we get to the stage. And you and I have never met before, so I didn't really know exactly your plans. And I know we send postcards out to the public. and we did have some in favor and some against, about 2/3 against and 1/3 in favor. I'm going to go ahead and support your application. I'm a small business owner too, and I understand how, while I don't serve alcohol, that alcohol can change your margins dramatically, and I want you to be successful. Just generally speaking, should you ever have to come to this body again, coming and speak to us directly is the best approach before this position. That's just a side note. For those folks in Sun City that may be watching that had concerns about people drinking excessively, that is always a current concern anytime we issue a alcohol license. But I would like to point out, for those that might be viewing, that the 3 golf courses in Sun City distribute alcohol. There are several restaurants in Sun City that distribute alcohol, and there's really no reason not, with staff with staff's approval of this, to prevent you from having this. In the future, though, if we could have a little bit more maybe acknowledgement of neighborhood opinion, I would appreciate that.
Of course.
So I'm going to go ahead and move to approve item number 55, number 24-0360 SUP1. But just those tips in the future.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Serrano.
Thank you very much. There's a motion. I have closed the public hearing on agenda item 55. For approval, please vote and please post. That motion carries. Okay, we're into agenda item 56, 240372 SUP1, public hearing. Applicant Poppy Foundation owner, Above the Lights LLC. Possible action, land use entitlement project request for a proposed animal hospital, clinic, or shelter with outside pens use at 3915 Helen Avenue, RE Residential Zone, Ward 5, Councilman Creer. Planning Commission and staff recommend approval. This is a public hearing, which I declare open. As the applicant or representative present.
Good morning, Mayor.
Morning.
Jennifer Lazovich, 1980 Festival Plaza Drive, here today. This
Do
morning.
you want to pull the microphone closer to you?
Sure. I'm usually never accused of not talking loud enough.
I
so
know,
sorry
I didn't
about
hear
that.
one word you said, so do it again.
All right, I'm going to do it
please.
again. Jennifer Lazovich, 1980 Festival Plaza Drive, here today representing the Poppy Foundation. With me are a number of volunteers, board members, as well as Dr. Steelman, who is the person who created the Poppy Foundation. A quick little background on what the Poppy Foundation is. Dr. Stillman has been a vet in Southern Nevada for the better part of 30 years. In 1995, she saw a need to create a sanctuary or a shelter for cats with special needs, cats that would otherwise not be adopted by anybody else because of their severe medical situation. And so in the Northwest, she created what is now known as the Poppy Foundation. In 2007, it became a 501c3 and has remained a 501c3 since then. For, again, a number of years, they had a location in the Northwest, but that building sold, and they had to move, and they purchased the building that is right here on Helen Avenue. They purchased that building in October of 2023, believing because it was a rural area and because this was an indoor use that perhaps there wouldn't be any land use required, but that's actually not the case. We do need a special use permit to be an animal shelter, which is what we're here today asking you for. We did a lot of neighborhood outreach. In no particular order, of course, we know that NARA is a very active area, so we attended one of their NARA monthly meetings and presented the use, what the use is, what the use is not. It is not a place where they take animals, in particular cats, off the street. They are not a shelter for cats that need to be spayed or neutered. It is not about that. It is a very, very, very specific type of shelter for cats with severe special needs. In addition to that, we went door to door. We've got a number of letters of support I'd like to turn this in again. I did this at the Planning Commission, but I have an updated letter to the city clerk. These are letters of support from all of the surrounding, thank you so much, from all of the surrounding immediate neighbors that are right next to us. Our site is right here in yellow. And then all of the people who live or own property immediately next to us have written an individual letter to the city indicating their support of the use. In addition, this is LGen right here, and we also have a letter of support from LGen. I just didn't have a chance to update with my map to show that in that stack of letters is also a support from LGen. In addition to going to our neighbors, in addition to appearing at a NARA meeting, we also did a neighborhood meeting. My firm did the notice radius and had what I would call a traditional neighborhood meeting where we invited people to come in again to hear what it is and what it isn't. So we wanted to make sure we got the word out. At the Planning Commission, we agreed to 2 additional conditions, which are in your agenda today, in your backup, and that is that, number 1, the animal hospital, clinic, or shelter with outside pens use shall be limited to providing services to domestic cats only. Again, this is just a shelter or sanctuary for cats. It is not for any other type of animal. And then in addition to that, we agreed to a condition that there be no exterior signage of any kind. We want this house to look like a house. It is in a neighborhood, even though LGen is across the street. It is in a neighborhood. We want it to look like a house, feel like a house. We don't want anybody else to think that it is anything other than a residential use. So the second condition is that exterior signage shall be prohibited. Again, it's only the people that volunteer, and Dr. Stillman herself, who works at this shelter, know what goes on the inside of it. So we do appreciate staff recommending approval of this use. We appreciate the Planning Commission recommending approval of this use. I appreciate all of the times that we went out and we talked to our neighbors, the people that came out to the neighborhood meetings and things like that, just to learn about it. And I stand ready to answer any questions that you might have.
How many, if you would, how many animals are permitted? Is that, and then are they spayed or neutered, and are they chipped?
Well, I'll ask the question on the chip. I know the first 2 questions. Right now, there are 80 cats in there.
How many? 80?
80.
8.
8.
Okay.
80. And in fact, I believe it was in early October, we had Animal Protection Services from the city came out and did an inspection of the build of the house and of the operation itself, and didn't note any major areas of concern. So while that number may sound like a lot, if you go in and you see the inside of it, the cats are separated out. It's also very clearly identified. They kind of group them together by illness or by ailment, and with very specific instructions on how to care for them so they don't feel like it's overcrowded. Some cats are able to roam around on the inside because they're not cats that can move, don't need to necessarily be exercised with any other type of apparatus. But there were no areas of concern raised by Animal Protection Services. That was your first question. Yes, they are spayed and neutered. And your third question about the chip is yes, they are chipped.
Beautiful, beautiful.
One more thing I just want to make clear if I didn't already. Again, this is not anything that is open to the public in the sense that while there is a vet that oversees the care of these animals, if I had a cat, I couldn't take my cat there for veterinary services. We are not asking to be a veterinary clinic. It is a vet on site to help with the cats that live there. Obviously, we have volunteers and supporters that come over and also help with the care of cats, but it isn't a business or a veterinary clinic that is open to the public.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's go to our head of planning, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Seth Floyd for the record. Mayor, the proposed use is permitted in the RE zoning district with approval of a special use permit and would be located on a 0.53 acre lot surrounded by other large lots exceeding half an acre. Animals will be kept indoors except for periods of exercise outdoors in the rear yard. Staff finds the use can be conducted in a harmonious and compatible manner with the existing development in the surrounding area, and therefore staff is recommending approval subject to conditions.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to ask for comments from us here before we go to the public hearing, because I think it sounds very crisply presented. So please.
Thank you. I just want to thank you for being part of the solution here, and I love what you're doing for animals, so thank you so much.
Okay, I really, were this to fail, I mean, certainly you're all here in support. Is there anybody here that's not in support that I'm looking at in the public? You're all in support of this continuation. Okay. So rather than have you all come up and say how great it is and it's wonderful, and you've heard from Councilwoman Seaman, why don't we just go ahead and I'm going to leave the public hearing opportunity open, dependent upon what happens. So we're just going to turn it over to you.
Thank you. First, let me wish Jennifer Taylor a very happy birthday. She's a Ward 6 Planning Commissioner. Happy birthday to you. Hope you have a great day. I think you're going to have a successful day today here at City Council, because I think what you're doing is great. And without any further discussion, and if there's no discussion, I'll make a motion to approve item 56. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. And before I ask for the vote, is there anybody that now wants to make a public comment? It's been moved to approve.
Less is always better if you got the approval.
Right, yeah. You learned that from your mother and dad. Yes, please, Councilwoman Bruni.
Thank you. Dr. Steelman was actually operating in Ward 6 until last year. So, and I know when it was announced that you would be leaving, there were a lot of folks who reached out expressing concern and wondering what would happen. So thank you for continuing the work, even though you are now part of Ward 4, but 5. But I know there's a great demand, so thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm going to close public hearing to follow the protocol. And please vote, and then please post. And thank you, Ms. Lasevich. The motion carries. Thank you all for coming down. Appreciate it. Okay, we'll move on to agenda item. Boy, this is Councilman Career Day. Okay, we're on to 57. Are we ready to go backwards?
Yes, Mayor, we're ready for 50 if you are.
Okay, thank you. It passed. Terrific, unless you want to stay with us. I mean, you're welcome to. Okay, we're back. I'm not going to read it again. We are on agenda item 50.
Councilman, we met with the staff. We will comply with their recommendation.
Okay.
And then thank you for the chance you gave us.
Great. Can we hear from planning?
Sure. Thank you. Peter Lowenstein for the record, through you, Madam Mayor. So in talking with the applicant, it's acknowledged that one of the sheds has been removed off the rear property. The existing storage, which is connected to the house, is subject to one of the variances of separation from the main dwelling. The applicant has indicated they will actually include internal access, and therefore it become a room addition. They would go through the building permit process to accomplish that. But in doing so, we would need to amend condition number 2 of the variance to read as a denial versus being approved, so that it's not approved as part of this motion. The remaining portions of the patio cover and the carport would remain, as well as the aesthetic compatibility. That would be part of a motion if approved. And just for clarification, I looked at the aerial photography. The patio cover expansion of that happened somewhere in 2014. The rest of the stuff was there prior to 2009 when he took ownership of the property. Thank you.
Okay, at the request of Councilman Creer, I'm going to reopen the public comment on agenda item 50 with those conditions read in. Anyone have any comments? I'll close the public comment. Thank you very much. And Councilman Creer.
Thank you. Considering we have some amendments to the conditions, I'll make a motion for approval with the conditions, additional conditions.
Thank you. There's a motion to approve with conditions on agenda item 50.
Felicidades, amigo mío.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we're on agenda item 57, correct? Okay, and that is 240374, following land use entitlement project request on 9.82 acres southeast corner of Rancho Drive and Corin Lane. 57A, 240374ZON1, from C2 General Commercial to R-CL, Single Family Compact Lot, to RTH, Single Family Attached. 57B, 240374VR1, to allow private streets that do not meet private gated community street development standards, and to allow stub street termini where a cul-de-sac or hammerhead are required. Number 57C, 240374TMP1, ROSA 2.0, for a proposed 104-lot, single-family attached residential subdivision with waivers of perimeter landscape buffer requirements. The applicant is Beazer Home. The owner is Precedent Properties LLC et al. Planning Commission recommends approval. Staff recommends denial on land use entitlement projects. These are in Ward 5 with Councilman Creer. Public hearings, which I declare open, is the applicant or representative present. And so let's go again.
Good morning again. Jennifer Lazovich, 1980 Festival Plaza Drive, here today on behalf of Beazer. The project is located right here along Rancho and just south of Coran. As you can see, there are some existing homes being built right here in this triangle. That is an existing development that is being built by Beazer Homes right now. It's an existing single-family detached home subdivision right here. Today, we are talking about the smaller strip that runs along Rancho, right adjacent to where these homes are. And this is the, thank you very much, this is the site plan for it. It would be for for-sale townhomes. As you can see, there's one entrance off of Coran, and then we have an internal street that cul-de-sacs here. The reason why this is important for me to point out is that we did do, prior to the Planning Commission, a voluntary neighborhood meeting. And at that neighborhood meeting, we had a number of people that came from the area, but some people who came specifically from our existing community that we were building right here. And the plan at the time showed that there would be a connection between the two communities. So the people in the townhome community could come into this part of the community, the people in the single-family home detached community could come into the townhome community, and we just heard some people that didn't really love that idea. So before we went to the Planning Commission, we changed this. So the plan that's before you is what the Planning Commission saw, and it does cul-de-sac right here. So there is no longer any connection between the townhome community and the single-family detached community that is located right there. In addition, these two right here, these two blue spots are existing off-premise billboards that we do not own. We won't own. They are not being sold to Beazer Homes. So in your conditions of approval, there are some additional conditions that we asked to be added that address both the what I'll call the existing condition with the billboards, and then we added some additional conditions. The first is that the existing on-site billboards be allowed to remain in place. We agreed to increase the size of all of our trees to 36-inch box trees. In addition, we agreed to the wall along Rancho and the parts of the wall that are along Coran and over here on Allen and Holly be 8 feet in combination with either solid block wall or some combination of wrought iron as well. And then that we, because of those billboards, that we issue a standalone disclosure to every buyer. So this is, again, only where the two billboards are, but even if you bought a townhome here, we would issue a standalone disclosure to every buyer of these townhomes in the community to let them know that those billboards are going to stay. They can make a decision if that's right for them or not right for them, but they'll know in a standalone disclosure. And then we also added a condition for ADA accessible pedestrian access gates along Rancho, Coran, and Allen, and that's a code requirement just to give site circulation to the outside without an ease of any direction where we have it. So those additional conditions were added at the Planning Commission, and the Planning Commission recommended approval of the item. So that will conclude my presentation, and I'll stand ready to answer any questions.
I'm assuming these are two-story garage underneath?
Yes, yes,
For
they are.
each unit? And how does fire get in?
Fire can come in right here, and we also have an emergency access gate down at this end as well. So fire comes in, our entrance and exit is right here, and then down here we also have a emergency access gate.
And those signs, are they electric signs? Are they lit or not lit?
They are static. They are not digital. They are static.
And are they lit up at night?
No other, well, yes, I suppose that there are lights that sit on the bottom of the billboard face itself that project onto the sign, but it isn't like they light up outside of where the sign is. It's directed right onto the sign. And in terms of, this is what the look of the townhomes is. You're seeing the
nice.
front of it. The back side is, so the front door faces this way, and on the back side is where the garage is.
Wow. And then the property in front, that is just landscaping by
The
Beazer?
homeowners association, yes.
Okay. Wonderful. This is a public hearing. Do we have anyone who wishes to make comment on agenda items 57 ABC? I'll close public comment. Any comments here? Nope, we're good. Councilman.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This is a great project and some infill housing development. It's kind of an odd-shaped parcel of land. There's really not a lot that you can really do with it, so I'm happy that Beazer has come in and looking to bring more housing into the inner core of the city. It's going to be great, and what they're doing across in North Las Vegas at the Old Texas Station site and the Fiesta site is going to sort of complement all of this, so it'll be a great thoroughfare coming up Rancho. All the improvements we're looking to do on Rancho, our public works team coming from the 95 all the way through there. We have a big complete street program that's going to take place, so it'll be a different landscape within the next 5 to 6, 7, 8 years. So really excited about it, and I want to make a motion to approve item 57, A, B, and C.
Wonderful. There's a motion to approve agenda items A, B, and C. Please vote on 57. And that motion carries. Good job today.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
You've earned your way through. Okay, 58 we've covered, so we're on to agenda item 59. And that is 240405 DR1, public hearing, applicant owner, City of Las Vegas. Discussion for possible action, a report by Seth Floyd, Director of Community Development, regarding implementation of the City of Las Vegas 2050 plan that is affecting all wards. Planning Commission and staff recommend approval. This is a public hearing, which I declare open. And you don't look like Mr.
Mayor,
Floyd.
I will intro the item, though. This is Seth Floyd. For the record, Marco Vallata will be giving the presentation. I just wanted to make a quick comment. This is your annual item. You know, about 3 or 4 years ago, almost now, you approved a Master Plan 2050. That plan identified some trends and a direction and a vision for the future of Las Vegas, and we monitor where we are headed, where we've been, where we're headed, and how trends may be changing, and we report that out to you once a year. So this is that report. It is pretty dense because we do a lot of things at the City of Las Vegas, and there are a lot of things included in that report. But we would encourage you, ask questions. Marco knows almost every answer. He may know every answer. So this is a great opportunity to pick his brain about some things that are going on and kind of let you know where we're headed, where we've been over the last year and where we're headed for the next few years.
Wonderful, and hopefully you will make sure that you add that invitation back to Councilwoman Diaz's excuse, and I also excuse Councilman Knutson for obvious reasons. So please, thank you, and go forth.
Good morning, Madam Mayor, members of the council. Marco Vallata, Department of Community Development for the record. Before you here is the annual report, as Seth mentioned. And this, again, provides that opportunity to provide the council an update on the progress of the master plan and recommendations from the Planning Commission to the City Council for implementation of the plan. This is the third time that we've done this since the master plan was adopted. And again, we provide a lot of this information and data on our website. This is it in the static form, but we also have it in the digital form on the masterplan.vegas. And this is an important checkpoint, again, as you go into budgeting season, as you go into, go through the election, as we have a new council coming in 2025, and in a couple of weeks, there will be an opportunity to keep things like where we are with the master plan in line. Of course, you hear a lot of these things in regular updates with the city manager office and all your department directors, as well as, other regional agencies that we coordinate with. But this is, again, a good point to understand from a master plan implementation perspective, like where things stand specific to the city of Las Vegas and things that are, influencing us from our surrounding neighbors and across the entire region. So again, just to understand, we're looking at the long-term and the short-term outcomes and the progress that were identified in the plan as it was adopted, as well as some of those things that were done by the city, not just the community development department, but other departments of the city as well, whether that's Parks and Rec or EUD, Public Works. They've all contributed some information to help make this report available. And then we take a look at the top 50 outcomes and we evaluate them to see where we are. Some are obviously showing progress and positive signs, and others, there are things that we need to work on either as a city itself or with our community partners and other regional agencies, RTC, SNWA, the health district, so on and so forth, our other municipalities, or sometimes even going up to the state and to the legislature for things that might help improve not only us, but other entities across the region. So I'll give a couple highlights and talk about some things that we heard from the Planning Commission. I'll try to keep this short here for you. We have seen a lot of that redevelopment go on in downtown, and there's obviously that evidence across the street, a lot of the civic improvements, things that are going on in Symphony Park. But most of the development that has been occurring recently has been in Summerlin West and in the Northwest and the Kyle Canyon areas. We have seen some infill projects that have come in. Obviously, a few of the items that were discussed today are examples of that, but we are trying to align with some of the other strategies that are going on with our regional partners like RTC. And then when you have opportunities like what's going on with Area 15 for economic development and tourism improvement districts and things like that, we obviously spring on those to bring in new jobs and new infill and redevelopment where possible. To help make some of that happen, we've been doing area plans, and we have 3 that are going on right now. We're really trying to get the Kyle Canyon plan finished first, and then the La Madre Foothills plan will follow after that. We've been going back and forth with Smith Group and some of the stakeholders that have been part of that process to really kind of lay out what the Northwest will look like from a development perspective. And there's a lot of moving pieces that go along with that. How does Kyle Canyon Road look? What types of densities are we going to see out there? Things like that. We heard a lot from the Planning Commission about our trees and landscaping, and they had some recommendations on modifying our tree and landscaping standards to try to avoid exceptions, variances, waivers of those types of standards, as well as looking at requirements for parking lot trees, and then looking at those places in the urban core where we've lost trees. If there were opportunities to go back and enforce what was originally approved by Planning Commission or City Council, might have been from years or decades ago, finding a way to make sure that those trees get planted because they're just lost otherwise unless we proactively do that, and that's a very difficult thing to do. Another important thing here is we know that there's been a lot of regional economic things that have been going on. Obviously, I won't belabor that, but a lot of our economic metrics have strengthened over time, but there has been that influence of inflation and other trends that have been going on. We have seen some of those improve, but there has been that request, and again, it came up with Planning Commission to look into how we can further incentivize that, and how do we build in things with our land use strategy like transit-oriented development. And we do have one of our BDRs that will be in front of the 2025 legislative session that will again try to address both the housing component as well as the transit-oriented development component that will lead to both commercial and mixed-use residential happening in the, in a similar form to what you see across the street, but along corridors like Maryland Parkway and Charleston Boulevard. The other thing that came up with Planning Commission was incentivizing housing and trying to find ways to ease the process for getting through the development process. So things like looking at how we do accessory dwelling units and possibly doing pre-approvals for certain types of housing, having incentives for utilities and utility fee deferment. That's something that we do already, but looking at other ways we could partner with some of our utilities, our utility partners that are private, that we have franchised, to help try to get the upfront costs down a little bit to make it easier to do. We talked a little bit about workforce and affordable housing and how we define them. That's something that has come up again. The cost of home ownership, though, has continued to increase, and despite those relative gains in personal and family incomes, this is certainly one of those issues that's continuing to dog us as a region. And there's certainly the argument about releasing more federal land to try to ameliorate some of that and increase land supply. For us and our strategy, having infill and redevelopment and looking at those opportunity sites along those major corridors is going to be key, in 10 years. We're not going to be able to grow outward anymore. We're going to have to start growing up, and it's not appropriate in all locations. We were going to need to focus in on those places where it makes the most sense. And right now we're working on Charleston Boulevard. Construction is starting on Maryland Parkway because that is a project that was federally funded and is going to start transforming that entire corridor from downtown down to UNLV and to the airport. And increasing multimodal opportunities is another thing that came up. The Planning Commission did talk about both the Charleston and the Maryland projects themselves. We've seen increases in road injuries and fatalities, but providing more safe, complete streets and modifying, some of those existing corridors, reimagining them, much like Henderson is doing with Boulder Highway, and making, the interface between bicyclists and pedestrians and, the parcels, the land that's immediately adjacent to those streets, more conducive to getting around. That should help reduce some of those things, because right now our overall scores with respect to traffic fatalities is pretty bad comparatively, and it's been going up year over year over year. We continue to have good indicators for sustainability and resilience, and our overall public safety trends have generally improved despite some earlier increases during the pandemic. We've seen both property crime and violent crime decrease. So some of the recommendations that you'll find in this report, which again is online, we're going to continue working collaboratively with our partners, the counties and the cities and the states, and we'll work on those opportunities where it makes sense. Again, we pursued grants for infrastructure opportunities, and we're looking at ways we can address housing from a regional basis. We have a couple of development agreements that have gone through the process. As you know, we've been working with on Sky Summit, Desert Pines, and the Upper Las Vegas Wash. And those somewhat go hand in hand with the special area plans that we've been doing. Things like getting more outdoor recreational opportunities in the Northwest and connecting to our surrounding public lands, Red Rock Canyon, and creating a valley-wide trail network. That's kind of gone into some of this effort, and we've seen some of the results from that lead to some designs that have gone into those development agreements themselves. The Inflation Reduction Act and the infrastructure bill, we have applied as a city and with Public Works and with some of our state agencies on some major projects. We submitted applications to the DOT for EV charging infrastructure. We have an urban forestry grant that we'll be rolling out next year. And we've worked with the state on a Solar for All initiative to provide community solar and low-income solar access to multifamily units. And then the major transportation improvements that I discussed earlier, the planning for that is happening now, and the actual construction is taking place as we speak. Finally, the other recommendation, and one that came from Planning Commission, is to look at how we can try to enforce some of our standards and come up with other ways to treat variances, exceptions, waivers, things of that effect. And fee in lieu was one of the things that was discussed. We also have, as a part of our land use strategy, TOD zoning, transit-oriented development zoning, an overlay that will help make that mixed use infill and redevelopment possible along corridors like Maryland Parkway and Charleston. So all of these things will require future council action and going through the proper processes with the Planning Commission, but that is the gist of the report, and there are a number of metrics throughout it. I encourage you to take a look when you have a chance, and if there's any direction that you have for us, I'm more than happy to take that, and we can move forward. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. I mean, you look at the future, it's very exciting. And as we have a new body up here, or additions and changes, there's a lot ahead of them, and it's a very exciting time. But careful planning and not to forget history, because it tends to repeat itself. So as you go forward and we continue to learn from other places where best practices are better than ours, that we adapt and roll with that. So thank you, Marco, very much. I mean, it's really an exciting time to look into the future. And hopefully, council, any comments, questions, other than gratitude for this great undertaking that you've been working on all this time? And at this point, I think we'll take a motion then, which would be, public hearing. Anybody from the public who wishes to make comment on this update? This is available online, I gather, yes? So for anybody who's tuning in, know that you can access through the city website. And with that, I'll close the public comment and entertain a motion on this. Let's turn to you, Councilman Correa.
Thank you. I have no questions. Congratulations. Thank you very much. This is important. You know, I always say that everything that we do needs to tie back to our master plan. You sort of ask the question of if we should do it and if we should go this direction. If it's a part of the master plan, great. If it's not, then we need to, make a separate consideration, either change the master plan or make an exception to the master plan. But thank you very much for all your work, and I will make a motion to accept this and to approve it.
Thank you very much. There's a motion on agenda item 59, and again, Mr. Vellata, thank you. We had much fun. Planning the future carries. Okay, wonderful. All right, we are on agenda item 60. I am asking the city clerk to set the public hearing dates and appeals from the City Planning Commission meetings and dangerous buildings or nuisance litter abatements, please. Thank you. And now we will have our final citizen participation, and we have one card at least, and that's Michael Mitovich, but we will start off. This is citizen public comment during this portion of the agenda must be limited to matters within the jurisdiction of the council. No subject may be acted upon by the city council unless the subject is on the agenda and scheduled for action. If you wish to be heard, please come to the podium. Give your name for the record. The amount of discussion on any single subject, as well as the amount of time any single speaker is allowed, may be limited. It is your opportunity to address council, but council is not able to respond or engage in dialogue. So, good morning. Good morning.
It's morning? Okay. Thank you, Madam Mayor. Daniel Braisted, Braisted. I first want to start off with a major compliment for Ward 5's meeting on Thursday. It was scripted, well organized. They did a great job, and it started on time and it ended on time.
Say that again. One more time for the people in the back.
This is the document that they put out, and I was wondering if each ward has a document of this detail of the plans of what they've done for their area, so I suggest that's a standard for new October 19th, that's tomorrow, that's Saturday. It's every month there's a tech alley event in the downtown arts district, and I'm sad that it's not publicized more, but they're doing it, but I think this council should do it more. It starts at 10, and then they have different talks, and they throw in a lunch, and then it's over by 4, and you can come and go as you please. You know, you have a vice president that's complaining about the middle income people not having opportunities. There's tons of opportunities out there. They're called libraries. The other day, I complimented the county on fixing Paradise Road from Twain to Tropicana. I told them it was a surprise. I was on it, and they said, something's missing. And the county Commissioner Sigerbrum said he put it out in a tweet. And I'm going, no, that's what these meetings are for. That you take a 3-second slide and you say you completed it, just like you should have a 3-second slide completing all the work that you did on Charleston from Fremont to Maryland Parkway. And then put the names of the 3 key individuals that were responsible for it. Get some more recognition to other departments. The same thing with the recognition from Sahara to Ogden. All the work that went in on that, it was just, who do we give credit to? I'm sad that you don't give more compliments out. Okay, this is an item here. In the Air Force, they have a secret way of management, and it's called walking around. And I don't think this city does enough of it. I mean, you could take your family downtown and just walk around with the baby carriage and all, and somebody's taking notes of what's going on. Or you could take a flatbed truck, put steaks on it, put a gas grill and some hot dogs, and drive around up and down the streets looking for things that need help. This is a house on Maryland Parkway, and they've got iron reinforcing bars sticking up because the landscaping wood disappeared. But that's a hazard. And I don't, you know, I put it in. This is going into the parking garage. They have 1 bulb on, and I think this is all powered by solar. Wow, they took care of it. This is the big one here. This has been here for 6 weeks, and nobody does anything about it. These signs on the outside of the building. Oh, thank you. This is down on the Zappos area where the fence was messed up. There's 2 of these. They're ugly. This I've been trying to get fixed. Can't get it done. This is the grass in my area. This is a sidewalk in my area. Now what I'm asking for is a work order stating when this is going to get started. This is the sidewalks. I mean, I've reported it. I've used the different programs, and they get ignored. I'm asking that Mr. Jensen get with Mr. Sherwood, and they come up with a program to track work orders. So at this meeting, we would see what work orders have been open for the longest time. This idea of nobody knows what's happening to this. I mentioned it here, then I get a phone number of somebody to call, and that's not my job. I mean, I'm not paid for that. I'm just being a decent citizen. So I appreciate it. Thank you much.
Thank you very much for your being the eyes and ears. Appreciate it. Okay, and anyone else? I know we have Mr. Mitovich, so we welcome you back.
Hello.
Hi.
All right. Hello, Las Vegas City Council. Michael Miatovich for the record. So today I wanted to come forward to talk about what is so important. It's acceptance of the truth and acceptance of the way of life that we're supposed to live. and recognizing the glory of Source, our one true God, and the light that shines from Source forever. This happens for a very good reason, because the Holy Spirit was originally guarded by a light that was there to protect it and to give the Holy Spirit time to discover itself, so nothing could happen to destroy it, and it would have the time to understand itself. Well, all of us souls were in the Holy Spirit, but a very misguided soul left the Holy Spirit and went on this journey on the ego and ended up causing this great big travesty in which our God had to come forward and save us all from this dark evil force that was the ego, and it wanted to destroy the Holy Spirit and change it forever. And our God had to come forward to prove in the ultimate deed of righteousness what is so important, and therefore to prevent all darkness from ever taking control of the Holy Spirit or attacking it ever again. The light shines from Source forever without ceasing, without ending, and it continues that way forever. And therefore the love that is the Holy Spirit, our one true home, is forever protected. So in this life, we really need to focus on accepting what we are supposed to be doing, showing our appreciation, dedication, and tribute to our one true God for doing something so much greater than any of us could ever comprehend or ever imagine. Unless we ourselves were God, this is impossible to understand. And it's so much more glorious than anything that we have a Savior who saved our one true home and really is always looking after us and being the light that shines forever. We are only divine beings of light. We are not these people. When we accept this, then we accept Source and the glory of Source, and we accept ourselves to be nothing but creations of the light of Source. And then we realize that there are no lies, because we cannot be denying the ego, because to deny the ego is to use the ego to deny it. So we really need to be accepting the truth of what Christ is and not focusing on what we're denying, rather focus on what we accept. So accepting the truth as what it really is, for all that it really is, how glorious and caring and wonderful it is, and that it's always with us, and that it protects us and saves us and helps us forever. And that is what God is all about, and that's why it's so important. Peace.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? Please come forward, state your name for the record.
I'm wobbly. First of all, we're going to miss you.
Thank you. You have to say your name again.
Lynn Beamer.
Thank
and
you.
We're going to miss you. But I guess you'll go on and do greater things. I've been to your meetings when you had your breakfast meetings, and thank the Lord, 3 days before I was being evicted off the property because they couldn't come to an agreement with social service. They wanted more money. I was moved into a property. I'm hoping I'm doing this right by setting it right here, right?
Yeah. Yes.
I want to show you some of the pictures that I've taken. Example, that air conditioning unit had some kind of little mouse in it and had never been cleaned. I moved into a room that was absolutely filthy. Don't get me wrong. I am thankful for a roof over my head. But there are some major conditions. Another one that I find just horrible is like, that was my lamp. But that's not the problem, really. Let me find what I really... This bird poop is this deep. Nobody cleans it up. Nobody even, it's not even on their thoughts. There's more bird poop. The ceiling in the entrance, which is the roadway in, where they had that big stairways, the ceiling has fallen down because of the weather. I would assume the roof leaked or whatever. As you can see, there's pieces that are falling, and these old people that are in there, this is by the water fountain, and you can see big screws sticking up out of the floor. And with the people that are so handicapped there, that's a major problem. And one of the other problems that is just driving me out of my mind, this is one of 2 doors that is an exit if we get on fire. This door leads out from where we eat the same food every day, chicken and rice. And then on the other side, I hope it's right there. It's not. That's the roof, which is not a roof. This is my room. The curtains are falling off the wall, and I asked if I could take them down and have them cleaned, and I was told I could not do anything like that or anything outside. But what is the main concern is there's bird poop on the windows.
Thank you.
And I asked the lady, Mary, I said, are we going to clean? It's where we have to eat.
I think it's the communication you have to do with the landlord, so we have to move on.
Well, they came out, and they had a little powwow.
Good.
And absolutely nothing has been done.
Oh, well, you have to keep going back in. Please do so. Please do so.
To the slumlord.
To the person that's in charge of the building. So keep at it.
It's a, I can't think of the word, a place where homeless people go.
I think you've already been in touch with her, have you not? Yes. So Ms. Newby said, yeah. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Probation, people that
Okay.
won't look, and nobody's come out and looked at anything.
Okay,
And
well.
like I said, if we have a fire where I'm at, I'm in trouble. I
Fine.
can't get out this way, and I can't get out that way.
Thank you. You need to follow up.
kinda wanna
Thank
say
you.
goodbye.
Okay, thank you.
And
Thank you. Thank you.
And,
Appreciate it.
Like I said, I've been to your breakfast meetings, I followed your career quite
Thank
a
you.
lot.
Thank
I
you.
don't get channels
Be
in
well.
New York, so I don't get to watch you.
Okay, well,
But,
take care.
You have a prosperous,
Thank you.
long,
Thank you.
and good life.
Thank you very much, and to you as well.
And I
Thank you.
appreciate you always listening to me,
Thank you.
you know.
Appreciate it. Keep going, keep at it. Thank you.
I'm not gonna give up.
Good. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, anyone else on public comment? Okay, I will close the public comment and we'll go on to 62, which are emerging issues. So let's see, do we have no, we don't. Do we have an emerging? No, we don't. There are no emerging issues. So then we will go on to council member recognition. So having not given it to you before, I'm going to start with you, Councilman Creer.
All right. Thank you, Madam Mayor. As Mr. Brazen so eloquently stated, the annual Ward 5 Community Forum and Partners Resources Fair this past Thursday was really outstanding. A special thank you to Mike Jensen, Sabra Smith Newby, Tim Hacker, Steve Ford, and all the many directors who attended and contributed to providing information to give an overview of Ward 5 current upcoming projects. You know, we have done this every single year that we've gone out and talked about all the things that we're doing in the ward, where we've fallen short, as well as what is planned for the future. And we updated the 100 Plan in Action, which is great, and I believe that whomever comes in and takes this seat is blessed to take over a ward that is moving in such a positive direction that they are going to be doing a lot of ribbon cuttings and celebrations over the next 5 to 10 years. And I'd also like to thank our communications team's own Crystal Allen for her participation as our moderator. She was excellent. Crystal's professionalism and connection with the audience was exemplary. I also want to publicly thank my fraternity, Alpha Phi Alpha, for attending and really honoring me for many years of public service. It was a surprise that I did not know was going to happen, and so many of them showed up. Thank you all for just recognizing me and my 20 years of service, of public service. Lastly, I want to thank Christy Garners and our special events team, who are always excellent. And then I want to thank our Ward 5 team, Harry Williams, Tanya Jackson-Renter, and a special thank you to Kelly Woods, who has spearheaded this event every single year. Mr. Brazen talked about the flow and talked about how smoothly it went, and that is all from Kelly's leadership of working with the departments. You know, we do the forum in October, and we literally start at the top of the year planning again for October. So thank you, Kelly. All of our external vendors, she showed up, provided resource attendance, and a special also thank you to Jamie Gellis, who has helped us over the years to map out our 100 plan in action, and has really been a stalwart. And I know she's doing other projects with the city. You all who are working with her are very fortunate, because she is wicked smart, she's a wonderful person, and she is an asset partner to the community that we serve and to the city. So thank you all. Our nominations are open for the 2025 African American Trailblazer Service Awards. The awards will honor residents of the Las Vegas Valley who have made outstanding civic accomplishments and significant contributions to the Las Vegas community in the following categories. Number one, Business and Economic Advancement Award, the Community Activism and Politics Award, our Educator Award, our Tyrone Thompson Emerging Leader Award, and then the Spiritual Community Awards. Please submit your nominations at lasvegasnevada.gov/Trailblazer Award. And the nomination process closes this Friday, October the 18th. We're going to be celebrating Halloween. A Bolden Area Command will host its annual Trunk or Treat on Saturday, October the 26th, which is located at Doolittle, 1851 Stella Lake, from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Join us for this free fun, candy, music, drinks, and haunted house and more. It's a safe environment, so please come out. You can contact 702-828-8349 for more information. We're also going to have a Halloween safe night at, that was at Bolden Area Command. This one is at Doolittle. Join us for the Halloween safe night at the Doolittle Community Center located 1950 J Street on Thursday, October 31st from 5 to 8:30 p.m. There will be foods, games, bounce houses, trunk or treats, and more. Another safe, free family event. I look forward to participating with the county and other community vendors for this very safe and fun Halloween experience. Don't forget, you can always subscribe to our Ward 5 newsletter, and you can always follow us on social media. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and you really put it into action, I have to tell you. We're very proud of you and worked hard all of these years. And let's move on to Councilwoman, if I might.
Real
Yes.
quick, I just want to thank another group, and that is this council, and mayor and council for all of your leadership over the years in helping us get the 100 plan in action where we are today. As you know, I am only one vote, I'm one person, and it takes the entire council to support what we've done. And I thank you as a resident of Ward 5, and I thank you as a councilman for Ward 5. Appreciate your support over the years.
Genuine and wonderful. Councilwoman Seaman.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We had a great ribbon cutting opening for Ciao Vino restaurant right in Boca Park, and very excited for them to be there. Our Breakfast of Heroes was, it was an honor to recognize the outstanding individuals who selflessly serve our community, and a privilege to acknowledge their wavering commitment to helping others. We had another successful breakfast buzz, Ward 2 Biz. It's always a pleasure to have Metro or marshals out to answer questions for the community. Our October 7th memorial here at City Hall was a great event. I just want to thank the city employee staff for helping out and making it so successful. And then we had another successful October 7th memorial right in Ward 2 with the Friends of the IDF. And it is a day that changed our lives forever. So we honored the brave heroes of the Israeli Self-Defense Force, whose courage and resilience protected their homeland. We had a great Ward 2 trunk or treat movie and Halloween giveaway, and I want to thank all the sponsors who came out. There you see our marshals giving away candy and stickers. And I also want to thank Get Outdoors Nevada for all the work they're doing with tree planting and picking up trash so that we can enjoy our parks. And so thank you to all that came out to help with that effort. We have some events coming up. We have human trafficking prevention event tonight. It'll be our 9th event throughout the valley at Durango Hills YMCA. It's a free event, and Metro will be there to answer any questions and talk about how these traffickers try to entice our children. So I encourage everyone to come. It's a free event. Then we have the YLA graduation and SNDP award ceremony, October 24th, right here at City Hall at 5:30 p.m. And then we have our great document shredding and medication disposal, Saturday, November 9th. Our adopt-a-pets, we're featuring our Coco, a terrier mixed breed female, 38.3 pounds. He's about 1 year and 8 months. And we have Pepper, a domestic short hair female, weighed about 7 pounds and about 2 years old. And these animals are available at Nevada SPCA, but we have so many rescues, Animal Shelter, and all of these different organizations that really need your help in adopting a pet. If you would like to get your business out on our social media, contact us at 229-2420, or you can email us at ward2@lasvegasnevada.gov. We would love to feature your business. If you have any issues or concerns in Ward 2, please contact my office at the same number, 702-229-2420, or ward2@lasvegasnevada.gov. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
And happy birthday coming. And to yesterday's birthday lady, Councilwoman Bruni, you're on.
Thank you, Mayor. Since we last met, I have spent time celebrating our seniors. As a board member, I attended the Southern Nevada Regional Housing Authority's Celebration of Aging event. It was inspiring to see some of our golden seniors dancing in their wheelchairs and enjoying the festivities. We've also spent time supporting our small businesses. We are especially pleased to acknowledge the opening of Sicilian Guys Trattoria in Sky Canyon. Congrats to Iggy Sessa and Greg Price and their families. Our Ward 6 families are thrilled to be welcoming the addition of another family-style restaurant to our area. As always, we continue to make ourselves available to meet with our neighbors. Our October Bocaditos with Bruni was another success. Thank you to all the neighbors who turned out early to share your ideas for fun events in Ward 6. This past month, I spent some time working on one of my priorities, which is youth development and engagement through our Disconnected Youth Coalition. We heard from youth that paid internships are greatly needed to effectively help connect them to workplace opportunities and career pathways. Fall is a busy time of the year for everyone, so we've been busy attending many of the amazing events being held around Ward 6. Last weekend, our team attended Sky Canyon's Chalk and Cheers Art Fest. There we met Ward 6 residents, some of whom are city employees, viewed the beautiful chalk art submissions, and enjoyed visiting with some of the vendors. Later that day, we celebrated Halloween by partnering with the Centennial Hills Library and hosting a Haunted Harvest Legends of the Deep trunk or treat. We had over 3,000 neighbors stop by and partake in the sweet treats. Earlier this week, we celebrated one of our most treasured team members, Nancy Byrne, KCLV Content and Production Supervisor, who announced her retirement earlier this month. We are grateful for the amazing work Nancy has done over the past 20 years telling Las Vegas's stories which often aren't told by others. For those of you who don't know, she and her team have won several Emmys for their incredible work telling our community's stories. We will greatly miss her. Again, happy birthday to Jennifer Taylor, the Planning Commissioner for Ward 6. Jennifer, in addition to her full-time job, Jennifer spends countless hours reviewing applications, visiting applicants, and talking to neighbors about projects in Ward 6. Thank you, Jennifer, and have a great day. This time next week, we will be hosting our luncheon for seniors, where the FBI and Metro will talk about how to prevent cyber crimes and protect seniors from fraud. Please RSVP at 229-1702. A free lunch will be served. On October 26th, we'll be partnering with Councilwoman Frances Allen Polensky to show Coco at Huckleberry Park. On November 2nd, Team Bruni will be busy. We'll be starting the day with a color run sponsored by the Kiwanis. Please reach out to register. Then we'll be heading over to our document shredding and prescription collection event being held at the Centennial Hills Y. Finally, we'll close the day with our first Dia de los Muertos family fiesta from 5 to 10 p.m. held at Pop Squires Park and Norman Rockwell. We're still looking for vendors, so please contact us to register. As always, we want to hear from you. Please call us at 229-5463 or send us a quick email at ward6@lasvegasnevada.gov. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And Councilwoman Polensky.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Please join us this Friday, October 18th, for a Halloween trunk-or-treat and movie in the park at the Durango Hills YMCA. The gates will open at 6 p.m., so come out for candy, free giveaways. We'll begin watching Coco at dusk. Bring your chairs and blankets and enjoy a free, fun event with your family. The Cimarron Rose Community Center, located at 5591 North Cimarron Road, is having their Halloween Spooktacular next Wednesday, October 23rd, from 6 to 8. Families with children 10 and under are invited to enjoy games, activities, and more. Let's skip the next slide because Councilwoman Bernie took care of it. Next, help to make a difference in the community by joining Nevada Child Seekers on Friday, November 8th from 7 to 9 p.m. at Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department headquarters for a missing child search event. For more information, please call 702-458-7009 or visit nevadachildseekers.org to register. If you have any information regarding the kids featured on this slide, please call LVMPD Missing Person Detail at 702-828-3111. At-risk youth or runaways, please call or visit National Runaway Safety Hotline at 800-786-2929. There's always a bus fare to get you home. And lastly, please stay connected with myself and my staff on social media platforms or contact us directly the old-fashioned way at 702-229-2524. We're always here to provide any assistance that we can. Thanks.
Thank you. And to our city clerk who keeps us in order, and our technology and our public information, certainly all of our management personnel, we thank you. Thank you for staying. And what would we do without our wonderful marshals and law enforcement, fire and rescue? We love you, and just thank you for taking care of us all the time, every single day, 24/7. And we are now at a point of adjournment. Our next meeting, my goodness, it's my second to last council. It's the 4th of November. There are 2 left. The 6th? The 6th of November, and Councilman Creer and I will be moving on. We're going to miss this. We are not going to cry yet. It's a wonderful, both these jobs and elected offices are spectacular for those of you, and we know it is just a unique city and unique composition with a unique history. And everybody that lives here or wants to move here knows it's an opportunity to really feel good about what you're doing. We make a lot of mistakes, all of us, and we do dumb things, but boy, when we hit a home run, it is so good and so nice. So, you know, make sure you get out and vote. That's the most important thing, but don't cross this off a career path. It's wonderful. It's wonderful to serve our community. So with that, and thank you everybody who makes these meetings happen. Very especially, I want to thank public comment people who come down and listen and participate and give us suggestions, because we do listen, believe it or not. And in fact, we listen a lot. So with that, I wish everybody, and very especially to our city attorney, it is his day all day today. And is he still here or did he disappear? There's no cake yet, but we keep trying, and we are just so grateful to him, an office job that he has taken over management, and you've never heard of an attorney, it's always no. But from this attorney, it's no usually, but at least he says, I'll try, let's see what we can do. So on your birthday, I have no idea how old you are. I won't ask publicly because it's prohibited.
The big 4-0.
No! Is it really? Oh, let's have another.
No one can believe it. I look great. We're going to do probably Panera or Arby's for dinner, Mayor's favorite.
Wow, well, God bless you, thank you. Isn't that wonderful? Well, I don't know how old they are either, but 40 was a great year. And so enjoy it. I know, because Councilman Creer here, I can see he's gone gray.
Yeah. I got the Obama effect. You come in the office
But
and it's
it
clear,
looks
you get out
good.
and it's
Yeah.
like gray. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it makes you very distinguished. Anyway, thank you, everybody. Our next meeting's November 6th, and this council meeting is adjourned.
Me and Sean Connery.
Oh, my God. You are 4-0.
That's awesome. Congratulations. It's a big one. Enjoy.
Well, and look at him. See, he's gray on the temples.
Yeah.
And his daughter.
And his daughter's